Hey, we're gonna have review of the fights that just happened this past week with Coach G. That's my special guest today. So let's get to it. Let's turn to. Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT, and you can refer to me as Miss T. For all my Facebookers, I always tell you this. Stop what you're doing, going to YouTube. Look up Boxing Fans Talk TV and click the live link, and you will be in the chat with us. But shout outs to y'all anyway. Thank y'all for joining. Today we're gonna have a special treat. I try not to. I know I did talk about this week, the fights for this past weekend. I talked about it on Monday, but I try not to talk too much about it because I'm gonna have Coach G come into the building and drop some knowledge on what he saw and what he thinks. We're just waiting on him to get in here, and so y'all know me. Oh, I wasn't ready for y'all. So look, let's rock out a little bit.
Stylish outside.
No, it didn't do that to me. So
Savage.
bring it back. It's a commercial, y'all. It's a commercial. Anyway, you know how I like to rock out. I don't know why. So I just like to do that a little bit. There we go. Coach G, where you at? Shake your tatas. Wait, now with Coach G, they is jamming over here.
Look it low.
what? You know what? You know what? When I tell y'all this is a workout, if you ever went to a live go-go concert, when I tell y'all this is a workout, this is a serious workout. On my list, I can get on my feet.
My man Super Dave,
So
from my church community.
I'm gonna stop it right there. But Coach G is gonna enlighten us when he gets back home. I think he's picking up dinner for his kids. And then today we're gonna have grown woman talk. Yes, we're gonna have grown woman talk. As I always say, you men are welcome to join. Because guess what? We learn from y'all. Y'all enlighten us. Sometimes, we can't help it. We think the way we think. You guys think the way you think. And sometimes it helps to talk about things to bridge the gap. We're gonna try to have a fun subject today. Don't still, I don't know what we're gonna decide on, but we spontaneous. Coach G is gonna talk about what he viewed in the fight. I try to call again. It must be more people calling um to MGM because I certainly tried to call. I could never get through. I'm not gonna stay up all night trying to call them, but I definitely try to call to see if I'm gonna get my money back. I know I'm pissing in the wind. I know that it might not even happen, but you got to try. The answer is no anyway if you don't ask. If you ask, you got a 50-50 chance. That's how I look at life. If you don't do nothing, it's no. But if you do something, maybe. So that's the ratios I like to work with. So did anybody out there see? I'm gonna just start it off a little bit. Did anybody out there see the tapes that were going around? What's up, Lisa? Queen Lisa in the building.
What's up? What's up?
Popping Queen. What's up? You gonna talk boxing with us tonight?
Huh? We talking about? Let me turn this TV down. Taylor, turn the TV down. Got SpongeBob in the building.
Got SpongeBob in the building. I put SpongeBob through college. I definitely put Dora the Explorer through
I know,
college.
right? What
I
you
was
talking
I was
about?
asking them, has anybody seen the tapes of the count? You
What
know,
takes up the
and
count?
the tape of when in the fight, the first knockdown came by Tyson Fury knocking down Deontay Wilder. The next two knockdowns came.
Can you hear me good? Cause I might have to switch to my phone. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you good.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So the second knockdown came when Deontay knocked him down twice in the fourth round. Now I know a lot of people are sick of talking about it, but you have to talk about injustice. You just do. Am I crying that Deontay lost? I'm accepting the loss. For anybody who listening, like, oh, here this bitch go again.
Uh-huh.
I have to say what I have to say. I saw the tapes. I saw them slow. I saw them regular speed. I was there. I even said when I was there, that's a slow ass count. But there's a tape that definitively show that he hit the ground at 17 seconds. He
Oh,
didn't, he didn't stand up until there was 2 seconds left. How many seconds is that, Lisa?
17 seconds.
To
What?
2 seconds. 17 seconds to 2 seconds. How many seconds have elapsed from
Nine.
17 to 2, like you taken away?
That's 15.
Okay. I know you don't look at boxing like I do, and like
Mm-hmm.
most of us in here. So if it's 15 seconds, do you know as a casual fan, because that's who I try to talk to, the casuals out there, even though most of us know a lot more, I try to talk to that level and up because I want more females to get into it. That's my goal. That's my hidden agenda. But so if that's 15 seconds, do you know as a casual fan how long is the count? You
10.
see? So if it's at 15 seconds, before he stands up, like completely get off the ground. Are you out?
No.
You're not out.
What? He shouldn't be.
So if you just said that, I love this, Lisa. I love this.
What
This a learning.
am I missing? I'm missing. What am I missing?
Ooh, girl, you wait. People is on there like, let me at her. Let me at her. If the count is 10,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Why do they count to 10? You think?
So if they don't get up by 10, they out. It's they count it out, right?
Right. So I'm
Right.
gonna ask you again. If he goes down,
And he
once
out.
you go down, you have to count,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So if you counting and 15 seconds go past,
Okay, he out.
he out.
Okay.
So when you're out, who wins? The person.
That person that was that's still standing.
Thank you. Now this a casual. Y'all can see Lisa is a casual.
Y'all know I just messed up. Yeah, I just messed that whole thing up.
Lisa said, "What am I missing? She's like, let me get on her. Let me get on her." So as you see, Lisa,
Uh-huh.
he's out,
Yeah, he out.
and that's exactly what happened. So in that case, see, I'm not even going in depth in boxing because Coach G is coming on when he get his kids their fiddles for the night. If he's out at 10, but this 15 seconds have elapsed, how are you on number 8 at the 15-second mark?
I'm
I lost you. I know. Let me back
you
it up.
just lost me. Just lost me.
So the ref, when somebody gets knocked down, Lisa, knocked down, soon as your gloves or knee touch the mat, they have to do a count. You with me so far?
Yeah, I'm
And
with you.
usually they'll do an 8 count because most people pop back up. But it's a 10 count. After 10, you're out. You have to be off the mat, meaning no knees on the mat, no hands on the mat at the 10 count, right? You
Mm-hmm.
with me? Okay. If that does not occur, you lost. You with me?
Okay, so your knees gotta be up. Everything you gotta be standing before
Mhm.
they go to 10 or
Yeah,
8.
go to 10 count.
Okay.
When they say the 8 count is because sometimes people get knocked down and they give them a standing 8. Like if me and you was fighting and I knocked you down and you popped up right in the next second, they're not gonna count all the way to 10. They're gonna do a standing 8. 'Cause
Okay,
you
gotcha.
already up, you good. So if we at least gonna count to 8, we're gonna give you 8 seconds. It's kind of like you giving a person a chance to gather themselves to recoup or whatever. And sometimes those knockdowns, they're not harsh knockdowns. They just flash knockdowns. You ain't see them coming. They just boom out of, it was a surprise. You was off balance. It could be a number of reasons why you failed. So they just go to 8 when you pop back up. But if you don't pop back up, they got to give you a 10 count, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So the ref, soon as your knee or hands or any other part of your body, the flat of your feet must be on the mat. Anything outside of that is a knockdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the ref is going 1, 2, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the ref don't even get to start the count because they got to make sure, it's a battle. They got to make sure that the opponent who knocked you down is in the corner, you know, in the corner that they're supposed to be in. They got to send them to the corner while you counting. Because what you
Uh-huh.
don't is for you to be counting over somebody and that person in the heat of the moment still coming over trying to fight you.
Uh-huh.
You with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Ref, the knockdown to happen. The ref will send that person to the corner. Now the time to start counting as soon as they hit the mat. There are people around the ring called timekeepers, and they will start the count. So while he talking to the referee, talking to the opponent, saying, "Go into the corner, go do this, go do that," the timekeeper around the ring will be counting. They be counting 1, 2, 3. You can be talking to the other opponent for 5 seconds. When you finally get to the person who's knocked down, you look at the timekeeper and you pick it up from where he is. So if you look at the timekeeper and they on 5, you be like 5, 6. So, you continue with it. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So if he was so busy telling Deontay to go to the corner, somebody around that ring, a timekeeper, was counting. It was his job as the ref to look at that timekeeper and pick up where they left off, or to start counting with them. Okay, he did. He was counting, and then he didn't like the corner that he sent them to, so he tried to send them to another corner. So he stopped counting. He stopped counting. That took time. Time is of the essence. You know how fast a second go. So he's talking to Deontay. No, go to that corner. When he turned back around, he started back where he left off.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if he left at 6, turn around, start talking to Deontay, a couple seconds are going by. He come back to the counting 6. You can't do that. You have to keep the pace. Well, I'm gonna let Coach G get way, way into it. But I'm just, for the casuals, I'm glad that you in here early, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Because you in here way early. But I and I don't mind because I want women to start liking boxing. It's a good sport. It's something to do. It's very exciting. Butch Cassidy in the building. What's popping, King? Butch Cassidy said, "Ha ha, you're right. That's right." See, Lisa, did you just learn something today?
I did. I learned something. Like, oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? Okay.
So,
Yeah, I figured I'd
okay,
come in early. I said, I kicked my feet up, took my shower. I said, let me go on in here to boxing. Getting in on
I,
this boxing
right,
tip.
I know, right? Get your boxing on. We
Mm-hmm.
could we could talk around the peripheral of boxing and get you caught up.
Mm-hmm.
um, so let me ask you this then. And like I said, I ain't gonna go in depth about boxing. We waiting on Coach G. You gotta feed the kiddos. Um, so if you bet on a boxing match and that happened to you, like what we just was talking about, that happened Saturday night, and you bet 300. I don't care if it's 100. Would you want your money back? That's the question I'm asking. Because right there, when he didn't count right and he counted, he was on number 8 when 15 seconds had passed by. Clearly, the fight should have been over because he didn't get up in the counting 10. Would you want your money back?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Um, I would want my money back if it was on the fault of the referee that this should have been over. If that was the way he should have been counting, he should have caught that, and that boxer should have been out. If I bet it.
You be man, look, I bet it 300. Dang, you see how I feel?
Mm-hmm.
If cheating gonna go on, you can't stop that, Lisa. Let me say that. Boxing has a lot of corruption. They make it bad, because I'm sure you just a person in general, you don't like cheating. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we got some people that will say, let everybody cheat. You know who said that?
Yeah, but like me, being someone that's ignorant to, as you see, to what to look for, unless somebody like you would have been to my left or to my right, educate me as we go, I wouldn't have known that. Hey, you see, that guy's already out, so I wouldn't have known to go ask for my little coinage back. Like, hey, what's this right here? So it takes a lot for someone to like me not to know what to look for, because I would have just been betting and not knowing the game itself.
Butch Cassidy said, "This is what I like, Queens, getting this boxing talk on." Damn, Skippy. Butch Cassidy also said, "Tell Lisa I say what's up, Queen from Canada."
I live there from Canada. I want to go to Canada, get see what Canada's all about. That's one of the countries I say I want to go visit.
I thought I came real close to getting stationed in Canada, in Ottawa, Canada. I think that's the name of it.
Oh, okay.
That's where we could go. I wanted to go too, but then I gotta be straight up with you, Butch. I ain't with no goddamn cold weather.
It's cold there, right?
Yeah, like if it's cold more than it's hot, uh, mm, I don't know. He also said, "Nah, no place for cheating in combat sports. No love for cheaters." Yeah, and see, I'm talking peripheral of boxing with Lisa because Lisa gonna catch up. Lisa, I had to catch up too. At one point, I didn't know nothing, but we gonna catch everybody up. I want the women to get into it because I think Lisa is primal. It's primal as human beings for us to like to fight or want to fight. Not just men, women have it too. Then we wanted to fight that aggression in us, especially the younger you are. You to say I was quick to slap a bitch, whatever. Like you have been in situations where you was like, damn, I wish I could pop the hell out this person. That shit is primal in us.
Hmm.
So to make a sport out of it, they have to be careful, Lisa, because in boxing, you don't play boxing. That's the one sport that you don't play. You either do it or you don't,
Hmm.
because death is on the menu. And that's if everything is fair and on the up and up. You can die in there. Serious up. Heat exhaustion, just being tired. Um, you always be hurt by the punch you don't see. And that's just for future reference in your life, period. If somebody slapped the hell out you and you ain't see it coming, girl, you talking about you can get knocked out from that. It's the
Hmm.
ones you don't see that get you the most.
Absolutely.
Bush said, "Come to Nova Scotia. We got the oldest and biggest black communities in all of Canada. We black loyalists came to Canada after fighting the Civil War. You
Okay.
guys are loyalists. I read about that. For some reason, when you said loyalists, I was thinking of England and all that when y'all settled Canada. But you talking about from the Civil War, you had your loyalists, and I forgot what they called the other folks. But I didn't know Nova Scotia. When I hear the name Nova Scotia, I'm thinking all white, like beach, not beach, but it's hard for me to describe the east side of Canada, like the East Coast and up in Canada as beach property or whatever. But that's what it is, right there on the water. Are you saying is that what Nova Scotia is, Butch? He said Sam Langford is my great great uncle. George Dixon is from here as well. I'm sure you said somebody notable, but I cannot remember. But they people who settle there. They look, we getting history lesson, Lisa. That's
Hmm.
good. That's good. He said, "Oh yeah, Queens, know the history." Damn, Skippy. So Lisa,
Yeah.
so you saying you not with the cheating? You don't. Why don't you like cheating? What is it about? Should people cheat in sports? That's what I'm gonna say. You know that there's gambling in sports. You know that sports is revolving because they come back the next year and do it again and do it again. What's bad about cheating in sports from your perspective?
For me,
Yeah.
there's no honor amongst thieves. There's no, that goes back to that. There's no honor amongst cheating. So it's corruptive. You don't know who's the best, who's taking um performance enhancing drugs. So for me, you want people at the at the best, the best performers. But if everybody's cheating, who's really the better performer? So why would if somebody's cheating, then that just brings down the sport itself, as far as the honor um and the I guess you could say the, what's the word, the people wouldn't want to come and see it if you think that, if you know that everybody's going to be cheating, if everybody is, there's no honor in it, in my opinion.
Do you think people would want to bet if it was always cheating?
Exactly, nobody would bet.
Bush said, laugh out loud, look them up. The great boxers, George, is the first ever championship in any sport. And yes, we on the East Coast and it's like New York and Maine weather. Already, Butch. I don't even go to places like New York in the cold. Do you, Lisa?
No, like when it's cold, I go in hibernation. You cancel me if you talking about going somewhere in cold climate. I rarely come out if it's cold.
You
I
say you
go
cancel
I go
Christmas.
to the store and I go home.
45976, Kimmy. 86793. What? Look, I'm trying to sing that old rock song. That's a lot of numbers, Kimmy. I'm gonna just call you Kimmy. And she says, "Welcome to the channel, Queen." She said, "I appreciate your boxing knowledge, Miss T. Thank you for representing us well and providing this platform for us to learn. Much appreciated. I would love for more women, because I know women into fighting. Girl, we be looking at them world stars, don't we, Lisa? You be like,
Huh?
oh, they stupid.
No,
But you
I
be
you know
looking
what?
at,
I really don't watch those world stars. That, I
oh,
don't.
oh, you the first person. Look, I
No.
claim like I don't, but I watch that shit sometimes and be laughing. But I would not miss it if they stop um putting that up online. It wouldn't be a problem. In fact, I prefer them not to put it up. But my ass is nosy. I gotta see it.
No,
Not one.
I don't watch them. If I come across them, like if somebody on Facebook that I am friends with, they put it on a page and I scroll and see it, then of course, I'll see it. But I don't go to World Stars page and look for those. I don't.
Yeah, if it come across the pay, yeah, I do not go look for it. Much like, do you watch the Housewives and all that? Butch Cassidy
Um,
said, do you
I've watched them. Like I started watching the Housewives of Potomac. So I watched a couple of those shows.
yeah. Butch Cassidy said, laugh out loud, love your style, Miss C. Thank you, Butch. You know what? And not knocking these people, because I'm gonna tell you, some of my friends watch that stuff religiously. When you over their house, maybe you eating dinner with your friends or whatever, and I bring my kids and they got their kids, and that's what would be on TV, and I can fit right in. I probably never watched none of the season, and I would sit there and I'd be like, ooh, oh, you don't say what? But to make a habit out of it, no, I wouldn't do it because I didn't think it represented black women accurately. It don't represent women accurately, to be honest.
Hmm.
Yes, we have pockets of time where we have those situations like they go through on those shows, those reality shows. But the way they broadcast it, and maybe they don't mean to, but the interpretation is like this is them all day, every day. And I have yet to meet a woman, black, white, or indifferent, that is on that fleek level all day, every day. How about yourself, Lisa?
Oh no, I agree. I have yet to. I don't think they. I agree with you. They don't represent the everyday black woman. We ain't sitting around doing the things they do. We, so I watch it. If I catch a show, I catch a show. But I don't think it's a accurate representation of black women as a whole. I do not. It portrays us in a way that we're snooty, or we always arguing, or so we always negative, and we can't come together. So I agree. It's not a show that I particularly will follow on a regular. Some, like you say, some women watch it regularly. But one show I have not watched in years is I call it the trash reality TV. Is that I hit Love and Hip Hop. I
Oh
refuse
my
to watch
goodness.
those.
Yes. Butch Cassidy said, "I can't do reality TV. They do our people. They don't. They do our people any good. I guess he meant don't do our people any good. And that's what I'm saying. It's not an accurate depiction. If that's truly how we act 24/7, maybe I could get a kick out of it. But I know we don't act like that. Willie Beecham in the building. Was popping King? Much love and respect. Um, yeah. That's why I don't watch them. And to each his own. I ain't knocking them, but I know it's entertaining, but you know what? I be fearing that people like you, we got impressionable minds. We're raising young women, and
Hmm.
I don't want my daughter growing up thinking that's how she got to act. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And I know it picks it up because let me tell you, I don't know if you did this, Lisa. There was a time when my daughter would she would imitate like what she see on even on Disney.
Oh yes.
You remember that?
Hmm. They
And
be in there, imitating the voice, the movements, and everything. The whole movies, all that.
yeah,
Hmm.
April, look, April trying to chime in. Let me get April. Let me get you right, April. Let me get you right. My queens are coming in here early today. God
Well,
bless y'all.
you did. You did have it on when I went to Facebook. You said when grown woman talking 0740. I was like,
Oh, I had to change because I didn't do a tab. But it should have said something with Coach G.
it did, but I was confused. I said, let me just log on. I ain't doing nothing.
They saying April since it's April first time up in the building. Let me get her right. But yeah, like here go Coach G. Let me get you right, Coach G. Uh put the link in the chat and you hop on in there. But Lisa, yeah, I love y'all to stay in and chop it up with us because guess what? It's a lovely sport. I know y'all like T. It ain't really my thing. Y'all got to give it a chance.
Boxing ain't my thing. That's just, it's like the MMA for me.
You like MMA?
I said, no, it's like the MMA for me.
Oh, it's entertaining. I used to be into wrestling when I was young. When I learned that it was fake, I was like, nah, I don't want
Oh,
to.
you like me then. When I learned this fake, my heart was broke. I couldn't watch it no more.
Broke.
Told me Dusty Rose was fake. Oh no. Oh
I was
no.
I was doing Ricky Steamboat and the Nature Boy.
Yeah, Nature Boy, Ric Flair,
Yeah.
and all them. Oh no, I was through. My heart was broke.
Look, hold on. Let me look. April, like I ain't get the link. Uh, sent it. Let me send that to her. Coach G, I see you in here, Knuckle Game 100. The link is in the chat. You know how you did it last time. However you did it last time when you had your avatar up. Which Cassidy said they want the world to think we don't love ourselves. Exactamundo. That's what it comes off. Like me and Lisa was just talking about the Disney. I've banned my daughter from watching certain Disney shows. You Lisa, our kids about the same age. You remember that show? What was that chick name? I want to say the little boy with the superpowers, Johnny's shit. He was with a grown man, but they had superpowers. But his sister was always screaming and throwing a fit. Or them. There was a show called Victorious,
I
and
don't
one of the
remember that.
hoes in there. I call her little hoe. My bad. One of them. They was grown ass women. I'm sure are playing on the show, but she was always angry. And the minute that I see my daughter picking up that attitude, you can't watch it no more. She had to be real careful not to display that shit around me. Cause I was like, oh, can't watch it no more. Put my, cause I don't know why that little girl mad. Look like they live in a beautiful house.
Mm.
Like shit real. Look like they live in a beautiful house. And she over here throwing fits and stomping her feet and yelling at her parents, girl, by hell to the no.
That she mad with the world and
Mad
got
for
and got everything.
oh, we got somebody named Rain. What's go? Sir.
Hey, I'm driving.
Abril.
Hey April.
Gee,
Hi.
hey, Lisa Boo.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. How you doing?
I'm good.
That's
Butch,
good.
Butch Cassidy said, yeah, my daughters get a history lesson and can only watch it if they tell me because if some watch it if they tell me. I guess you meant they. tell me because the underlying message they be having is so twisted. I don't like spoiled kids. Like I hate to say I don't like them. You see, let me come over here, make sure I'm in the picture. What's up, boo?
Girl, I'm driving. I'm doing like 80 on the highway.
Oh no, be careful. Do not have no mishaps.
I'm
Safety,
not.
safety, safety. We just in here talking. Coach G, I put the link up. You know, y'all, my ladies that came in early. I was trying to tell y'all can come in at 8:15 or something. Me and Coach G was gonna chop it up if you ever come in. Coach G, I sent you the link and you in here. I put the link in here. Like it's right under you. Knuckle Gang 100. Right under you. I think that's you. He said, "What up, T?" That might be somebody else actually. Hold on, let me see. What's up, April? What's going on?
Nothing.
What we talking
Want to
about
get
today?
something? Shoot. I don't know. I had a couple of things. I can't remember now. Oh, let's talk about the shot.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh Lord. You know, we dealing
Yeah,
with
let's
so
talk
much.
about.
We dealing with so much with the shot, girl. Let me just say, we got people resigning left and right.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Oh my God.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
They said,
Yep.
well, a lot of people have anxiety, and they have a lot of resistance. They had some of them are former military, and they had side effects from the anthrax. And they said, "Oh no, I will not get this shot again." And they are still in this, and they feel like this COVID vaccine is still in the trial period, and we don't know what is going to. Um, we don't know the effects of what it's going to be down the road, and because they've had a bad reaction, or they had a bad experience, or they know someone that's had a bad experience, and or they're just conspiracy theorists. They are resigning because now
Yep.
we have this mandate for federal employees that they have to have it by 22
Yep.
November, or we are
Mhm.
going to start the removal process anyway. So they
Mm,
saying we can go ahead and resign, no problem.
y'all hear
Yep.
that? Y'all hear that out there? This lady
Yes.
works for the government. Both of them. They work for
Uh-huh.
the government. And say it again. What's the date, Lisa?
22 November.
Yep.
You don't
That's
have
it for us too. Across the board, I think it's 22 November.
yeah. Reggie Bell in the building was Poppy King. Um, so yeah, so y'all hear that? Y'all hear that these women will know, they in the know.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think that that is overreach, discrimination? Is this? It's funny that April said, "Let's talk about that." I didn't. Did I prep you, April, to say that? Did I tell you
No.
to say? See, I was
No.
on somebody else's show talking about this, and I was trying to be reserved, but I just look at the vaccination whole thing differently, you know. Um, and I just can't understand conspiracy theorists. I try not to get involved with that. I used to get real involved and get upset and be arguing back, but I don't have time for that no more. Do
Mm-hmm.
you, boo boo? That's what I say. But do y'all think that that's the government infringing upon your life or doing you wrong by even saying something like that?
Well, you could use that argument, but we have so many mandated vaccinations in place already. So for them to come up and say with this COVID vaccination that the government is infringing is ludicrous, because we've mandated so many other vaccinations for public health reasons. Chickenpox, you know,
Polio.
flu, polio, so many others for public safety reasons, so we can make sure the public is safe. And
Yeah.
for me, um, for these people to come up and now say, well, I don't want to get the COVID vaccine, but you go annually and get your flu vaccination. You go and you got a whole immunization card, and you got all these vaccines, and you had no problem getting them. Now you come up and say, well, I want an exemption, or I don't want to get this vaccine because of XYZ. And you don't know, how much work's been put into the trial periods, because you feel like they ain't take enough time, and you're not a scientist. You don't, it's
No,
it's
ma'am.
amazing to
No,
me
ma'am.
that people with third grade educations or high school educations coming up saying, oh, you ain't put enough work in. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, that's the problem for
Not
me.
the third grade education, Lisa.
Yeah.
That's what's bothering me, that they're questioning people that have,
Yeah.
that are doctors, that have PhDs, that that done the work. It is crazy. It is an insult to the people that have been working tirelessly to put this vaccine in place to save lives.
Ricky
Yep.
Williams said they didn't. He also says, "What's up, King?" Anyway, welcome to the building. He also said you should question everything. What do y'all say?
Well,
Okay, but what's the
do they
question?
question
But
them
that's the
legs
thing.
they go in between? Do they question any other vaccine? Do they question they have tattoos? Do they question that? That's what I don't understand. They want to question the COVID, but they'll go out there and find somebody with a big old juicy booty and don't question that and go up in it. What's the damn difference?
But that's the thing. They don't have a question. They have, what is your question? You are questioning scientists when you have a sixth grade education. You don't have a PhD. You don't have the degrees and the expertise they have. You don't even have a question. What is your question, sir, ma'am? What is your question?
They don't have no question. They got all that off the nigga net. That's where it came from. They don't have a question.
Ricky Williams said that's why it's about your personal choice. So,
but that's the thing. They never have a question. They revert back to what's just my choice. Okay, then, but don't infringe on the people that want to stay healthy. Don't infringe on my right to live. Don't infringe on somebody else's right to live and get this shot that's going to save lives, because people are dying.
Reggie Bell said, wow, question the booty.
Because it's ignorance at its best.
Mm-hmm.
It's ignorance, because they can't articulate and clarify what they mean. They just revert to what's just by choice. So you don't have a question.
Yeah.
So
what else is by choice?
Well, this is the part to get to me when people start talking about offering things.
Did they get the chickenpox vaccination?
Well, that came out in our kids' generation. Remember when we was growing up, April, we just got it. We had the live virus. Because I remember my sister caught it at school. My mom put her right in the mix with me and my brother. I wasn't in school. All three of us had a chickenpox at the same time. That's how we got cured. By the time I had my kid, they had a shot, and Bree still caught the goddamn chickenpox 2 times afterwards. But it wasn't detrimental or nothing. But she still caught it. So my thing is, when people offer up facts as if they're really facts, like as if they know let me just throw this out there. Speaking of, all three of us ladies on this panel have held top secret clearances.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Correct.
We know how this shit works.
Yeah.
So we see the bullshit, whether they think we see it or not. You can always get somebody who's trying to pass off facts when it comes to the government and conspiracy and all that shit, because you can hear it from the jump. Whenever somebody said, like the guy said on the show that I was on, he said, I know that they're making the chip to put in your body so that you can so that they can detect corona. And he was saying, oh, and it's at the Pentagon. I know for a fact. Dude, no, you don't know. Because had you said, and I'm gonna give the secret away, had you said Naval Research Lab or the CIA, I might have been like listening, but you didn't. You said the Pentagon. That's how I know you don't know. And number two, when you have a clearance, there's a thing called need to know. You only need to know what you need to know. You will never know the big scope. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
that high on the food chain. So if I'm a person who I have clearances that I can't even name the clearance. That's classified. All three of us have.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't even get to know the grand scheme of things of a whole story, and I'm supposed to believe you got it, what I say to that is, I hope the FBI watching. Now I ain't no snitch, but I'm just saying. And if and if the FBI ain't knocking at your door, then that's how you know it's bullshit. Ricky said, "But how if you protected, you worried about me taking it?" Because we kids can't take it, Ricky. The kids can't take it. The younger kids, not yet. Number two, I want us to be done with it. I'm tired of boxing not happening because of COVID. I'm sure y'all tired of football and other stuff getting messed up because of COVID. The only way to get past it is if everybody get on board. It's not like we haven't done this before. When they invented penicillin, they didn't know that penicillin was gonna do what it do. Matter of fact, they found it by accident. And when they came up with it, it cured a lot of stuff. And guess what? When they found the cure to polio, everybody had to take it. It was an all hands involvement. We done this before. Y'all gotta think about, like we always talk about the white man doing this or the government doing that. Guess what? The white man, if they love power so much, you think that they will risk losing power? And your hottest commodity in your country is always your citizens. I have to remember that. Ricky Williams said exactly. Ricky Williams said that's how viruses work. Herd immunity, right? Shaking my head. Knuckle Gang said, what about the history between the government and Africans in America? So y'all want to answer that? What about the history between
Lisa,
the government and Africans in America? In America, what about it, Knuckle
Yeah, I'm
Gang?
about to say, ask him. You answer. You tell us what about the history, or what do we? What do
I
you?
mean, but no, he's talking about what about the bad
You
stuff
talking about the
going
trust?
down? What about the bad stuff that's going down with black folks in America? How they use us? You remember how Miss Evers boys and all that stuff? What about that?
We can't. We can't keep.
what
Yes,
about
there has been some distrust. Yes, there has been some shady stuff that has went on with us. But we can't keep holding on to that as our reason to not do the right thing. We can't. I mean, is that going if that's your reason to not get the shot, cool, then that's your reason. But for me and my family, we gonna get the shot. We haven't had any side effects, and if and I haven't heard of any conspiracy, because that's at this point I haven't heard of any conspiracy that this is what they using the COVID shot to for black people, and they're targeting black people to put something up in us. I haven't heard that because
sugar
white
water?
people are getting it too.
Butch
Exactly.
Cassidy, Butch Cassidy say, "I stay out of it. COVID and the vax is creating a divide between people." I see that too, Butch. But like we intelligent people, we should be able to talk about it intelligently. I used to get mad. April can tell you, I used to get mad when people would be like, "I'm not getting the shot." And I'd be like, "Fine, fuck it, die." Remember April?
Yes,
But
yes.
then I was wrong. I stand here and tell you I was wrong. If you don't want to get the shot, that's your prerogative. Cool, I have no problem. However, it's just what Lisa said, that you can't infringe upon somebody else, right? Who do want that to go down. And if you missing out on some shit, or you don't get to do this or do that because you ain't getting the shot, you cannot turn it into something bigger than what it is. They did this with polio. They did this with all vaccines, and no vaccine is 100% curable. It's not. So if this has happened before, this is not new. Why do I get mad? It's like what I say about boxing. When I say y'all want me to be mad at Keith Thurman, but then I see Bud and I see Errol Spence doing the same thing. I can't be mad at Keith. Everybody ignores the people behind them. Why I'm gonna be mad at Keith? Because that's the crime. Ignoring Errol. Not taking him Earl up on his offer when Earl was calling him out. That was Keith's crime. But Earl's doing that to Boots. Bud is doing that to Boots. And y'all know I favor Bud. But I still could call him out. I'm not gonna ever be mad at shit that's the norm. Like I can't make something different when it's not different. If somebody can show me where it's different, then okay. But I don't see no difference in this and the polio and any other vaccines they came up with in the 20th century. Because some of that shit is dangerous for people and some of it's not. It's the luck of the draw. Knuckle
Yeah,
Gang 100 said, I have also held ATS and worked in military intelligence.
that's
Right.
good.
That's right. Ricky Williams, you won't be done with it. Demetrius in the building was popping king. Salute to Miss T and guests on the panel. Knuckle Gang, we waiting on you. Sorry about the caps. Are you good, Knuckle Gang? So that's all we saying about vaccination, man. You can do what you want to do, but that means everybody can do what they want to do. If it's your business and you don't want unvaccinated, contaminated people, let me stop. Unvaccinated people in your business, that's the choice you make.
Just
If
think about it,
you
like we just
fail to
had.
do
I'm
with
not
it,
gonna put too much of our business out, but it's just I'm just gonna put it like in this scenario. If as a supervisor or a coworker, if I got people coming into my office space and or if I'm mandating people to come into work, how do I know who's vaccinated or not? So I could be as a supervisor putting my employees in harm's way because I can't ask, are you vaccinated or not? And so as a supervisor, I can't it will be I would feel horrible if I got vaccinated or unvaccinated person in the same office space because this person don't want to be vaccinated. And unfortunately, we had that situation and somebody died
mm,
because that person won't vaccinated
Wow.
because they felt this is my right. And you around you if you and because of you feel like this is my right to not be vaccinated. Now you done expose everybody to COVID and somebody died. This stuff is
Mm.
serious.
How
yeah.
does that person feel now?
We don't know, but they you don't know if they feel guilty or not. But somebody died. This stuff is real. People dying because of unvaccinated people.
Mhm.
People
Y'all
are
remember Herman
dying.
Cain? Y'all
Huh?
remember Herman Cain? I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I don't know if y'all look at politics like I did back then, but there was a guy named Herman Cain. He was a Republican, right? Black guy. And Herman Cain he was fine. His family said it. He was fine. He went to a Trump rally and caught COVID and he's dead. You want an old
But
man,
I'm just saying, like,
60s.
unvaccinated people are exposing vaccinated people. And people are dying because of them. Because now you gotta get a booster. If I got my 2 shots a while ago,
Mhm.
you don't know how long you need to go get a booster now. If I'm because we have older people where I work at. They're 65 and older because they still want to work. They still want to be active. It is sad when you infringe. We talked about infringing upon somebody else's right that I want to be protected. I want to protect my family. And because you feel like, well, I don't want to get the shot because, hey, that's me. I don't want to do it. And now someone else is not here.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
My bad, y'all. I was talking to Coach G, trying to get him up in here. Coach G said the vaccine doesn't stop deaths of infection. Fully vaccinated can still carry and infect others.
Where you getting your facts from? I want to know where's that? Is that CDC fact?
She said, "Is that CDC facts?" Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, Coach G. We need you to hop in. He trying to hop in, y'all. The vaccine doesn't stop deaths of infection. So yeah, I don't know of anybody who was fully vaccinated. I don't know people, but I have not heard yet that somebody who was fully vaccinated,
Exactly.
like actual facts, um, that they died from COVID. I heard of people who are fully vaccinated catching COVID still, but it wasn't as detrimental. But I haven't heard of any factual information that says people who are fully vaccinated catch COVID and die, unless
And
some of
infect
the Delta
somebody.
strain. Huh?
And he said and infect others.
Yeah, he said deaths, women, the vaccine doesn't stop deaths of infection. Fully vaccinated can still carry and infect others. Um, well, I don't know how that works, but I would imagine if you catch the virus, you catch the virus. So if I'm fully vaccinated and I catch it, because that I've heard of that.
Yeah, I heard that.
But if I pass it on to somebody who's not vaccinated, their shit gonna be worse than mine's was.
Mm-hmm.
Their effects gonna be worse than mine. You know, I'm gonna have some issues, but I won't have no issues compared to if I wasn't vaccinated. Now, what by us all not complying with getting vaccinated, we can't achieve herd immunity. We just
Mm-hmm.
can't. And so then that gives the virus time to mutate and change. And a virus is a living, breathing thing. It wants to live. It's resilient, just like human bodies are resilient. Your body will fight to live more than you even think. You know, like if your pH balance is off, your body will borrow from Peter to pay Paul, whatever, steal from your bone marrow, whatever, to make
Mm-hmm.
sure your pH balance is balanced every day. It will do that just to live. And the problem with that is when you keep stealing from other stuff and other places and other resources, you throw stuff off balance. But when you're talking about the a human body, but these infections or these viruses, they want to live. They don't want to die. They do not want to die, so they will mutate, and it's called survival for them. Some of those viruses will die off, but the strong, badass ones is going to mutate. That's why we got the Delta strand. So now we
Mm-hmm.
got the Delta strand. Is they are suggesting that people go out and get a booster shot. Okay, cool. I haven't got mine yet. I'm not opposed to getting it. This is why I know it's real. It's a pandemic. The whole world cannot be on a conspiracy.
No.
That's not how conspiracies work. That's why I know it's not real. And trust you me, we talk about how people, the powers that be, always want to stay in power and they doing some underhanded, dirty crap. Guess what? You think a country wants to lose their advantage or leverage? Because if y'all don't understand that a country is nothing without their citizens, I don't know what to tell you. You had Italy dropping, people was dropping like flies. They shut in the beginning, they probably the only country that I know that shut down a whole country in the beginning. Everybody else was, let me get this part, let me get that part, let's do this, let's do that. They was tinkering around. Italy had to shut down. They were dropping like flies. Now, what happens when your population diminishes?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what happens. Let's read about the era of encounter. What happens when those settlers or I call them the pilgrims came over and put them smallpox blankets on the people in Central America, kind of what we call Mexico today and parts of Central America. What happened? Whole races were extinct. gone, never to return. All because of what? They got a virus, and it was just that quick. Those people that gave them the blanket knew what they was doing. So, who country is it now? Is it their country? No, it belongs to a whole nother group of people. We accept it because that was centuries ago, but it belonged to the Indians, the native people here in this side of the world. They're gone. They have no rights. They have nothing. They don't even have their own history because somebody decide, let me give them this virus and wipe all of them out. You think Italy was down for that? You think don't nobody want the land that we know today is Italy? You think all them European countries wouldn't jump on the bandwagon and parcel that shit out if Italy had dropped down to numbers that they couldn't sustain themselves? That's how you know it ain't fake. That's how I know it ain't fake. Knuckle game. Oh, he already said that. So I mean, that's a good question. What's y'all bottom line about the vaccines? Talking to y'all, the queens.
Oh,
Hey, what are y'all bottom line about the vaccine? How you feel the people should they get it, or do you care, or what?
I don't really care. I mean, a lot of people say they don't know what's in it, but you don't know what's in a lot of stuff that you eat, screw, lick, taste, whatever. But you know, it is what it is. So
exactly.
Y'all run up and shit all the time, not knowing what's up in there.
Exactly. Did you question that? I doubt it.
And then you want to question some shit. What's up?
Exactly.
What's your final?
Yeah. Look, my point. My sentiments exactly. Now they won't. They ain't asking to sign no waiver for that. You know, they like, I need. They don't ask for no. What's this? Let me see what you got up in here. So I agree with April.
Go right up in it, raw, right up in it.
Said raw dog in April. Is that what we
raw
doing
dog.
these days, fellas? Help us out. We raw dogging.
No question.
Are we raw dogging still?
They shouldn't be doing nothing. It's COVID. Shouldn't be doing nothing.
You know, somebody need to do a study of that. How has sex been during COVID? It's the same amount of babies being made.
It's a lot. It's since HR. It's so many COVID babies been born. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God! Like meaning they got COVID or just born
during this period since we've been in this time frame. I call them COVID babies. Only COVID babies. Good God Almighty.
What about marriages? Have marriages improved since
that? I don't know.
Probably. You know what? Because they got to be bunkered down. Maybe not for the ones that don't give a damn. No.
Yeah, from what I just seen, as far as you just notice the ones that were solid, and you notice the ones that were solid prior to COVID, meaning that they spend a lot of time together, they enjoy each other's company, versus those ones that did not enjoy each other's company.
Right.
Those ones that enjoyed that didn't enjoy each other's companies and they had to be hunkered down. This COVID was hard for them. We had to be in each other's face. Those ones did not make it.
Trifling bunker.
Knuckle Gang said y'all are just as guilty for allowing them to run up in you raw. Facts.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
What hustle game? Where he at?
He said Knuckle Gang. He trying to get in here. So look, hey, to the fellas. Did y'all women get a little bit liberal, like beside themselves during the COVID time? Like your motherfucking ass ain't going nowhere anyway. Was it like that? Demetrius, holler at me. How was it? How was it out there on the front? Because I wonder, like when everybody had a quarantine, was the girls more bolder, like in relationship? Like this nigga can't go nowhere now. Y'all dudes, no, I'm envisioning that's what happened. Knuckle Gang said, I'm having issues signing in, so I'm out.
Oh no, he not. No, he not. Mm,
No,
okay.
in the chat. Look, he calling me now. Hold on. Hey, Coach G, what's going on?
Man, I can't get in. I'm trying to get in.
You want to say that before you couldn't get in. It's getting in the lot.
Oh my God, April said you weren't saying that before you was trying to get in.
Hey, I don't know. You better be glad I can't get in.
April said, April, he won't saying that before. What's
So
it?
what? Nuh-uh. He knew how to get in then.
You knew how to unlock that door then, huh?
That's right. Sure did.
Dude, like I said, I put the link. Just keep trying, man. I put the link in the chat if anybody want to beam in and get in on this. Or you could call. You could call the number 706.
Now why does it look like it's trying to work?
Oh, okay. Don't give up on us. Stay with us. We need y'all kings up in here. Set us straight, huh, April? Huh, Lisa?
Well, sure.
She said, sure. Huh? Okay, hello. Demetrius Bright said, here in Texas, when the lockdown occurred, the following establishments were open: sex shops, hookah shops, and liquor stores. Sex increased for sure.
Ugh.
Damn. Keep
Yeah.
trying, Coach G. Don't give up.
Sex increase?
I'm gonna text you the number, Coach G, so you can always call in. All right.
So what's the age range of people in here? Are we all over 40?
I see it said device not connected.
Woo, woo.
I see it. It's your internet. But I'm gonna send you the number, Coach G, and you can call in.
Okay, what was that number?
Coach G, you hung up on me. How dare you?
Oh, shit, I done went in front of the police. Oh, gosh. That's
Yeah,
okay.
y'all see what Demetrius just said?
Yeah, I
Demetrius,
read.
why do you think that is?
That I don't know.
I don't know.
They
Cause I
figure
like
people need to get away.
I'm like that anyway. Get away from me. Don't touch me. Don't. I was like that before.
You know, people needed an outlet. They figured, you know what? They need to get out. They need to smoke. They need to drink. They need to tap a little something.
Look,
but did they ask him? Did they ask him what they? Did they ask him? Did they have any headaches, body aches, chills, cough, sniffles before they got with him?
Demetrius, April saying, did y'all do a little survey before y'all was doing all this extracurricular stuff? Like with the hook, and I'm surprised with the hookah shops. I'd be damn.
I ain't my
if we smoking weed, you got to give me a shotgun. I don't even know.
Ain't nobody passing that. Nah, get your own.
I make my own joints. Like, fuck that. I used to be like puff gear, but hell to the nizzle now. Like, you got to have your own, sir. Or ma'am. You got to have your own. But, so sex increased? That's weird. Now I understand that sex would increase during COVID lockdowns when you married or whatever. In my head, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, guys. In my head, I'm thinking that the men, and the women got along better in their marriage when they had to have the lockdown, because all y'all had was each other.
Well, maybe when the ones that wanted to be.
Yeah, maybe in the first month, but after, first 2 weeks to the month, but after a while, you be like, get out my face. And so they set up the shops like, you know what? Your old lady, she don't want to hook you up. We got you.
Yeah, what could y'all men do if the old lady wasn't complying and she didn't want to, service you and shit?
Be a man. Do what they do. They don't stop feeling free.
They got Angela.
Angela. They got Angela.
They got Angela.
They got Angela. They got real creative, huh?
Yeah, they got Angela. Angela always available.
Always. She on time like a motherfucker, ain't it?
Got Angela.
Now I just wonder. I just envision it. I'm not married. I'm divorced. Matter of fact, all three of us divorced.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm like, maybe that's what's wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, like, I can imagine, you know, being bolder. Like, nah, nigga, I ain't doing shit tonight. Man, where you going? Like, just because a lot of times you give in, you don't even feel like it. You just give in and be like, it has been 2 weeks. Let me go on and get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But then when COVID come, you know, I would think that they rekindle because they realize they only have each other. And
No,
they
I don't think they was bold like that. Because guess what? It's always gonna be some legs open somewhere, whether it's COVID or not. So you'll be stupid and say, that, where you going now? You ain't gonna. Oh yeah, right down here to the gas station. I pulled me one. It's all gonna always be some legs open somewhere now.
it's
So
always
I
gonna
don't think nobody
be
was
legs.
saying that.
You said no matter what transaction go down, it's always gonna be some legs up. Coach G in the building was popping king. You in here, Coach?
He must
Just
be
hear you.
muted.
He not muted. He probably
Coach
muted.
ain't doing things right. What's going on with the coach?
Coach, you don't know how to angle that up.
He was doing it before.
You
Can't
was
do it.
doing it before. April said you've been doing it before all this time. What's the problem? Coach got something to say to you, April.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
loud and clear.
Okay. I said I'm gonna be in and out. I thought we was talking about boxing, but y'all on some whole other stuff, man.
We talking about boxing.
Y'all ain't talking about no boxing.
Well, you were supposed to be on a little earlier, so we
I
can
was, but
we can shift gears and go back to boxing.
where's all the boxing fans? Exactly.
The boxing fans are here, Coach.
They
You know,
gone.
Bravo show live. Okay, all right, Coach. We
Yeah.
just waiting, and we just got to talk because the ladies they come from my grown woman talk, but I'm trying to get that's the agenda of the show is to get women in and see, you know, you're a well-rounded person. So we're gonna look, ladies, we're gonna take a pause. We gotta hear Coach G's assessment on Saturday Night Fights. Hit it.
They don't care about that.
They will. They gonna these my girls. These the queens.
They don't care about no fight. Listen,
Listen, we got other guys. They not gonna care until somebody tell us. Like
what
me
you
and
want to know
Lisa,
about the fight?
just tell us your assessment of the fight. Now, Coach G, I was talking to Lisa about the fact that Tyson did when Deontay hit him the second time. I'm not up here saying that I don't accept the fact that Deontay lost. But what I am saying is right is right, wrong is wrong. He hit the deck with 17 seconds later. He didn't get off the deck until 15 seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
Should Deontay won at that point? Should he won that at that point?
You're saying that because Tyson was down for a long count?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just looking at Deontay. Well, I really believe. Remember a couple of weeks ago when we talked about this, and I told you that Wilder, I wanted to see how he looked in the fight, if he had any damage from that second fight.
Yeah.
I think he was damaged, man. They saying it was the weight, but it was only like the second round, and he was looking spent. He was looking like he was done in the second round. Before he even really got hit with a clean punch, he was like off balance and looking hurt already. I think it's that damage to his head, man.
You think
I
it's
think-
damage to his head?
Yeah, you know, in boxing, sometimes you sustain a lot of damage, and the next fight is where you see it at. I really believe he took too much damage in that second fight, and Wilder may be done.
Look at April. What you got on, girl? Butch said he here for you, Coach. He here. Demetrius in the building too. And we
Huh?
got Willie Beaton. We got some guys up in here. But you saying because you think he looked differently, you know, in the fight that he sustained some kind of injury, he never gonna be the same. April got your breasts all up in the damn.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get
You
ready.
good, you good, Queen. You good, Queen.
My bad.
Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, I can't tell me young
Hey.
The boxing section is in the building. What's up, Kyle? You got turned some stuff off in the back. Coach,
Huh?
you think Deontay
Who having a party?
I can't hear you.
who is that? Is that you, Coach?
No, I
No,
think that's your
no, it's quiet over here.
Somebody got
That's
noise in the
French Sean.
background. So, Coach, so what you think about F.A. Ajaba, Coach?
He got exposed.
I said the same thing.
Hmm
He got exposed.
He was having those little soft touches, and he ran up against a good. Wasn't that guy Cuban?
Sanchez, yeah, he was.
He's Cuban. You can't play with them Cuban fighters.
Most importantly.
Hmm
So look, the ladies was there with me in Vegas, and they know that I was trying to get pictures. Let me tell y'all, F.A. Ajaba is not fan friendly. Did you know that about him, Coach?
No, I don't really know too much about him. I only seen him fight a few times.
Is that the black guy you took the picture with?
Yeah.
The big
Why he
African.
wasn't friendly? He was smiling and everything.
No, he wasn't. I had to track him down. I said, sir, sir. He was acting like he didn't hear me, but you gonna hear me, bro.
He stopped and took a picture with you though.
Yeah, he stopped and gave me a
Okay.
picture. And then when I saw, I wasn't even pressed for his fight. And then, you know, the crazy thing, Coach, I got to my seat. I'm sitting down with the hot dog, about to stuff my face, and had my drink. And motherfucking Jared Anderson, Big Baby Anderson, knocked that dude out. I'm like, God damn, I felt like I was reminiscing of a Mike Tyson fight. Knocked
I
me
like
out.
I like him and I like his energy, but I just think he's too little.
You think Big Baby Anderson?
Yeah, he's a little dude compared to the rest of the heavyweights.
How much you think he weigh?
It ain't his weight, it's his height.
Oh,
This
he's
is
like
yeah,
60.
the time of the little heavyweights is pretty much gone. Whatchamacallit got lucky by beating AJ. What's his name? The Russian dude. Yusha's not a big heavyweight either, but he
So-
just
Go ahead,
it's
I'm
a
sorry.
big man game now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
even though he might get it, he won't hold on to it.
What you think about Tyson saying he probably gonna fight one more fight and he done?
I don't blame him. He need to get out. He's rich, and that hunger ain't there. That's why he keep blowing up between fights.
But obviously the weight don't mean shit to Tyson Fury. He can walk around with that shit.
No, but it's gonna eventually mean something. Cause even this last fight, he didn't look sharp. He didn't look like he did in the first fight. That first fight, he looked spectacular in the first fight. The way he was moving around, he really looked sloppy. And this last fight, both of them were sloppy.
I see you, butter. I see you, butter.
Hey, I'm listening. I'm here.
See, we learning, Coach. All of us is listening. I ain't promising that everybody gonna remember.
I don't see any boxing fans in this list over here.
Oh my God.
Any boxing fans?
Not
I may
one.
be around some. I may be around some. Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
I see Demetrius.
And Kyle is in the building. What's up, Kyle? There's some dudes in here. You want the lady? Look, our money spin green too, huh, butter? April, our money spin green too, don't it? Look at April.
That's right.
Where you going?
Girl, nah.
You trying to learn, Coach?
Huh? Here you go.
So Jared, he's a good fighter in your opinion, but he's not tall enough.
Yeah, he's not big enough. Yeah, he's gonna be at a disadvantage with most of the fighters.
Butch Cassidy said, "Keep cooking, Coach." I saw the same thing. What about Berlinga? Did you see that fight?
Yeah, I love that dude, but he got to go up and fight some better fighters. But right now, I think he looked good.
You think he looked good? Do you think
Yes,
they gave him that fight?
Huh?
You think they gave him that fight? Do you think they gave Berlinga the fight?
No, they didn't give that fight to him. He earned it.
You think he earned it?
What do you think?
I missed that fight actually. I heard that it was like a gift.
I just watched that fight today. I don't think they gave it to him.
Okay. What's your take on the up and coming fights that's coming? He right here, he right here close to Atlanta.
Yeah, he do. Hold on.
Oh, that's you.
He do.
What's she talking about tonight?
What up? Who is that?
and Keith and them
Is,
niggas all around.
is someone on the phone?
Yeah, you on it.
Hey, baby.
How you say you still on there?
You got
Hey, you, how you doing?
I'm good.
My
I'm
man
good.
said he a hype job.
Yeah, I ain't even know you. She had me on the phone. I had no clue.
it's the boxing talk.
I had no clue. What's going on?
We listen. We listen
I
to
don't see no pictures like
break
that.
down some fighters.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I've just kind of jumped into it. I don't know what the topic is tonight.
Oh, we listening to Coach G break down some stuff. Demetrius
Okay.
lost that fight against Conceras. Yeah, hype job too. Really, Demetrius?
Okay. Well, Lakata caught me off guard. With
Yeah,
this
that's
right.
okay, because he getting ready to play cards of the way.
Hold on, we have the doors in the background. Butter. Go ahead,
That was
Coach. You
loud.
hear? You see what Demetrius said?
Yeah,
Berlanga.
yeah. It was a tough fight. It was a tough fight.
What you got on the Jamel Herring and the Shakur Stevens coming up?
Where y'all was at?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you,
I
Coach.
can't hear you. There's something in the background.
Okay, I put it on mute
I'm with Shakur all day.
all day. Is
hmm
it because he a more complete fighter than what you see in Jamel?
Yeah, he is, but it's not gonna be an easy fight for him. Jamil not coming to lay down. He coming to keep his title.
Mm,
Are you going to the fight?
I want to. Y'all going? You going?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Shit, nigga.
You ain't
Wait,
got no tickets.
huh?
You gotta get tickets. I think it might be sold out.
Shit. Where you at are you at a good seats or nosebleed or what you
Now
got?
we ain't no nosebleed seats. We got some good seats.
Damn, I'm trying to get some press credentials. I don't know if I can get some that fast.
I'm trying to get that. I got somebody working on the inside for me. Try to
Hey,
get the mongoose back there.
look, I would be like Lisa, your cameraman. You know, Lisa was my cameraman. Remember Lisa? Lisa is my cameraman. Demetrius said Rosado Benavidez Morale will stop Berlanga. He was exposed and lacks defense. What you say to that, Coach?
That dude can punch, and the dude he was fighting can take a punch. A lot of people ain't gonna take them shots that Belanga was catching him with. So I'm glad he learned. This fight was a learning lesson for him. The next fight he'll be better.
Mm. So
He needed this fight. That's why I say he need more tough opponents. He needed this fight. That was a tough dude that he fought that stood in front of him. But I think he outworked him.
Hey, are you checking for Muhammad Ali's grandson and Holyfield's son? Are you even caring about those?
I ain't see anything about them yet. I just see like
They gonna be
write-ups on them, but I
fighting,
didn't see him fight before.
they're gonna be fighting on the card you going to in Atlanta. They
Look, this
fighting
the fight they talking about right here.
huh?
I'm showing my son.
Oh.
What you say now?
They gonna be on the card when you go see the fight in Atlanta next week.
Who?
Ali's grandson and
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I did see Ali's son fight. I did see him fight. He looked like he like a white guy. He don't even look like he black.
his mama is Ali's Ali like them exotic.
But I mean, he don't look black at all. Like
Well,
none
his
of his
dad
features or anything.
his dad is Italian. His mom, is Jayla. What's her name? Layla's
hmm
sister and her got the same
Look,
mom.
he got hurt.
Their mom looked mixed, so he was already gonna be light complected, and then
hmm
his dad is white, so or Italian or something.
hmm
Demetrius said, "What about his defense? He's only a puncher, but has no other skills."
Nah,
Are
he
you
don't.
talking about Berlanga, Demetrius?
Yeah, that's what he talking about. He does. He walked right into punches. But this fight right here taught him a lot, man. He got hurt in this fight. But his heart was tested. Everybody can't eat them punches that dude throw, man. I got to see him there with somebody else.
So April said, she told me to tell you. She said she about to walk in Carrabba's. I hope she can still get on, but it's gonna probably be too loud. But she said, "Tell Coach G I got something for him."
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You trying to
April.
get me in trouble.
No, I ain't getting you in trouble. April said she got something for you, Coach. Lisa, you still with us, Queen?
My man say he's trash.
Oh man, you gonna say the man trash? Living out the name.
His last, the only fight I saw him in, he knocked the dude out, but it wasn't enough to see to like. I gotta see more from him, but I wasn't impressed.
Fight. That was a gift. You know, that was them doing them a solid, bringing them along slowly.
Did
You
you
know
get
what
it?
I'm saying? So what have you changed your mind? You see everything still the same with Caleb Plant and
Canelo.
yeah, Canelo, bitch
Yeah,
ass.
yeah. I see Canelo stopping him.
Y'all heard it here. Do you hope that Caleb Plant at least whoop his ass?
No, because that ain't the man I want to see do it. I want to see Charlo do it. Charlo or Andre, but more so Charlo. I want to see Charlo do it.
So you know that Charlo has been I don't know, I think it's Jamel. I don't know which one, but I've been out there cooning again. Did that bother you at all?
What do you mean? Who is he cooning with?
He just be cooning. Like he just what did he do? He said skills pay to be like right after Deontay lost. Just be doing little shit like, do you understand the hatred?
Yeah, he don't support. He's not there to back all the black fighters. I understand what you're saying. We got everybody against the black fighters, and he adding to
it. Demetrius said he fought the greeter at the local Walmart, not the local Walmart.
Who he talking about?
Who you talking about, Demetrius? But you know what I'm saying? That coonish shit is not cool. We gotta, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I do not hate the Charlos. I think they're great fighters. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I will never buy another Charlo fight. The boxing guys, I'm gonna rely on you guys to post this stuff on YouTube. I'm not buying another fight of theirs.
But all their fights is exciting though.
I don't.
Every fight is exciting.
It's about principle for me. I don't understand why you hate the king. Now he might not be your king.
Now he say Jamal is trash, but is that because Jamal last fight? He did look bad in his last fight.
He said, I agree with Coach about Andrade, but Jamal is trash. He did look bad. I agree with
Up to that last fight, he had looked good. This last fight, he looked bad.
Demetrius was talking about Ali's grandson before. Yeah, Jamal, he seemed like he had some difficulties in his fights where he should be breezing through. Like, based on how he been looking in some of his last fights, I wonder, can he beat a Benavidez?
Well, this last fight, he looked like trash, but that could have been in training. He could have been slacking in training. But the fight before that, he looked good when he fought that Russian kid. And then if you look at the guy he just had the trouble with, I think they're trying to get a rematch with that guy. That fight, that dude had been boxing since he was 2 years old. That wasn't just a bum. He come from another country, I think Argentina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he had a big name over there. He just wasn't known here in the U.S. But that guy could really fight. So that wasn't an easy fight for Charlo. That wasn't a cakewalk for Charlo. But he did look bad. But sometimes you look bad when the level of competition go up. You can look good all day like Canelo fighting bums, but when you fight a guy that can really fight, you're not going to look the same all the time. And so I got to see him in another fight too.
So you think, I don't know who keep dropping out and coming in. That might be Butter. So you think that Charlo didn't never necessarily cherry pick or anything, all his opponents, that he was just fighting who he could fight because people was avoiding him? Because I agree that Canelo was avoiding him. I agree with that.
The only person I believe that Charlo might have been a little skeptical about fighting was Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, I remember that meeting in the hallway.
Yeah, but he got robbed too. Remember, he got robbed that same night. They took like $100,000 from him out of a bag. I don't know why. Mayweather got all these fools carrying money in bags. I don't know why they doing that. But he had all this cash in a bag, and they robbed him at the hotel and took his money.
They acting like everybody want to be Mayweather, but they don't want to do it exactly like Mayweather. You seen his bodyguards? I seen them up close in person. There's some big motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And they be paying some.
But Floyd need him because he's like 2 feet tall. He's so little. He needs somebody big around him to protect him.
You gonna talk about Floyd like that? 2 feet tall.
But he's a little dude.
He is a little dude.
So if Floyd didn't have bodyguards, everybody would be whipping his ass. He's so little, anybody would run up on him.
Yeah, facts. I don't think nobody would hesitate. Demetrius Bright said his last 3 fights, he got worse. His last 3 fights, Jamal got beat up by Montiel. If Montiel had power, he would have stopped Charlo. Ooh.
Montiel does have power. And Montel ain't just a regular fight. That dude can fight. Like I said, when you got a guy who been groomed since he was 2 years old, his daddy trained 3 other champions.
Mm.
He come from a family of champions. You gotta look at that his lineage, man. He really come from his pedigree. He come from a good bloodline of fighters. So he's not a bum. They know what they're doing. Just anybody can't do it to Charlo. That was a tough fight, but Charlo did enough to get out of it. And that's why I would pick him against somebody like Canelo, 'cause for right now. The wear and tear is eventually gonna catch up on him. But for right now, he's having the tougher fights. Charlo's having these cakewalk fights. So when they fight each other, you're gonna see the difference.
So he said both Charlos scared of Jacobs. That's what Demetrius
I don't know
said.
about both of them. I only have one problem with the other one he looked like he was scared in the hallway when they was talking face to face. But that could have been because he was in New York City. Because I'm sure if Jacobs was in Texas talking that shit, it'd have been different. When you're on somebody else's home turf, you have to be humble. So he was surrounded by a bunch of New York niggas with his little small crew in New York. So I understand why he was a little bit shook. But then he never fought him. So that's why I say I'm kind of iffy about that fight. But I don't blame the man. I would have kept my mouth closed too if I'm in your city with all your niggas surrounding me and y'all just robbed me for $100,000. I mean, what can you do?
Was that after the robbery or before?
It was that night. I don't know if it was before or after, but it was that night. The same night they robbed him.
But here's the thing, like like I'm gonna tell you, there's this guy out there. I haven't seen him in a while. If he has passed away now, God rest his soul. He used to be on this guy's podcast called Laugh Out Loud.
Mhm.
I think that was the name of it, and he called himself One Two. He was an old man, and when you listen to him talk,
Mhm.
he put you in the mind of a black Forrest Gump. Like, where had this dude? He been everywhere. He was there during Meyer Lansky's shit. The
And
big
who is this?
mob bosses. He was all through the Muslim,
Oh, you mean the old black dude with no teeth?
Yeah, yeah.
He's dead now, right?
Is he? Oh,
He just
I know he's
disappeared. He got to be dead because he was
dead.
all over YouTube.
He would get interviews for food, but he's in the boxing Hall of Fame as a trainer or something. Um,
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name, but I can hear his voice right
oh
now
my
because
God,
I used
this
to listen to him
guy,
all the time.
me too. Like that dude
He knew
knowledge.
his shit. Yes, he knew his
He
shit. He
know.
did. Hmm.
He knew
But he looked
everything.
like a bum.
He did, but
If you look at him, you swear he didn't know nothing.
he must have had a hellified life because he knew everything about the NOI, the FOI, whatever. Like, you could ask him about Malcolm, whatever. Like, any subject, this dude could tell you the date, the time, the backstory, everything. And
Hmm.
the reason why I brought him up, he said years ago, he talked about Earl Spence and he talked about the Charlos. And he was talking about, the stuff that they do is going to be to their detriment. And I'd be
Hmm.
damn, all that shit seemed like it came true.
Well,
Beaches Bright said, no, that is not true. Mayweather is a joke. I saw him years ago at the style California. People tried to run up on him, but they quickly stopped when he said he's not signing autographs. You people get high in their britches like that. I'm a big Mayweather fan, Demetrius. Love everything about the dude. I told you I use his talent, his skills as analogies to life, but he don't do everything right. You know, God
no, I
gave.
was just saying that he's little though.
Mm-hmm.
When you're only 5'6", 147 pounds, I mean, and all that millions of dollars worth of jewelry and shit on him, they would
He's
have been Rob Mayweather and snatched his ass somewhere. He gotta have them big giants with him.
he about 5'8", but he is very little. I've seen him too from a distance. He little as hell. Pops is still built too. I'm like the
That's
genie.
that dude name, Pops. That dude you're talking about. His
Oh,
name
they
was
call
Pops. Yes. Let me see if I can Google him. That's his
him.
name.
He was look. He had surgery. Pops had surgery, and he had his doctor told him to stop, talking about the stuff because he was getting hyped, and I haven't seen him since, and I miss him. I want him to come back, like just to sit there and listen to him. I swear, you get knowledge. He could break down fighters like nobody else. I mean, I was like, I want to see this guy come back. If Pops, if you out there, come on back.
Yeah. Something must have happened to him, man, because He just disappeared, and he was like making 1,000 videos.
Yeah, he was an old guy. He was
Hmm
doing it for food. Like the guy would take him out to dinner and pay for his food. Somehow or another, he knew Bob Arum. He knew all of them. He rep hard for Don King, and he would still be in the loop. He still talked to those guys. They would give him tickets to the fights and all that. And somebody trying to crack a joke called him 1-2, and he
hmm
played into it. He said, "Yeah, oh 1-2 this and 1-2 that." Demetrius Bright said, "I like him as a boxer, but I don't really care for him as a promoter." Along with Nose Ellaby, nostrils.
Who you talking about, Mayweather?
Yeah, Mayweather and Ellaby. They were calling Ellaby nostrils, nose.
Them dudes, they
Yeah,
got the game figured out though.
to a certain extent, I'm not buying into it. When they was trying to move Tank Davis around and shit, I won't with it. I
But look
won't.
where Tank is today because of that.
Yeah,
He's the hottest pay-per-view selling fighter in the world right now.
that's true. But overall, is it better for him to just jump around different weight classes?
He
Or
really didn't.
weight
He only
classes?
jumped between what was it, 3. He in his third weight class now, but he titled.
He
He
was
got
trying to
titles.
he was trying to jump to the 147. That was fucking crazy to try to even fight. What's his name? One time. That was
Keith
crazy.
Thurman.
Yeah.
Right now he'll beat Thurman ass right now.
Shit.
Yeah,
Now,
Thurman
Coach,
is. I
I got
told you Thurman is done. I know you love Thurman, but Thurman is done. He got too many injuries. I'm telling you, when you have these injuries like this, boxing, you have a short career. It's not like a lot of other sports. It's a lot of wear and tear on you. Boxing is very taxing. He is done. He got what, neck injury, his elbow injury, knee injury. I mean, you can't be no boxer with all those injuries. He's done. That's why he was. Isn't he still out, like injured right now?
no.
He
He's
came off a 2 year before he fought Pacquiao, and then
Mhm.
after he fought Pacquiao, he went back out on injuries to recover.
But he no, I think now he's been asking for fights. It don't help that I think one of you guys in the chat told me the other day that because I asked y'all who are the 15 people that turned down Boots, and he said it was Errol, Bud, Thurman, them the top 3 right there. I
Hmm
was like, what? And Porter went so far as to say, now, like basically sounding like he's scared. I don't know his exact words, but basically like, he's too strong. Like I can't fuck with dude. I was like, God damn, Porter making me look at him differently. I thought he was just a person who will fight and leave everything in the ring, but he turned it down to fight because he admitting that a guy is better than him or too strong. That's crazy. I've never heard that, but that's what people are saying. Demetrius said, but they could have signed Simpson, Shakur, and Haney, but he didn't want to pay them. You talking about Floyd?
Hmm.
He said Demetrius saying Floyd could have signed Simpson, Shakur, and Haney, but he didn't want to pay
Say
them.
what?
Can you hear me? Read the
No,
chat.
that's okay. That's my son talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's probably too true, Demetrius, because we know we got Lonnie B out there that got paid representing TMT $7,500. And yes, we do talk about it. Floyd could very well not have known about it. And yes, the onus is on the individual fighter. But just because you can do something, that don't always mean you should do something. You should never pay nobody that little bit of money to get in no professional boxing ring. Never.
Mm.
The hell you gonna do? By the time you done, it's almost like you can make that working at a as a janitor, or at a place where you need a clearance, like like it's crazy. Like once Uncle Sam get his cut and everybody you got to pay get their cut, what you got? You ain't even got enough to run my household, not for 1 month. That's to say he probably got like $1,200 or 1,000, maybe even 1,500. I don't know. So I don't know. Like that part ain't good. Floyd's gift was in that ring. That's where he got that in abundance. Outside that ring, he's probably average like everybody else. I know y'all think that too. Um, Demetrius said at least he was smart enough to pay his rent Yeah, he did do that, Demetrius, didn't he? That's what I would have did. You know anything about him, Coach G?
What's that?
This guy named Lonnie B.
I heard that name, but no.
Thompson.
I heard that name, but no.
Yeah, he's the one who beat Uskatiki. I think he beat him first.
He beat who?
Uskatiki. Who's got the one Benavidez about to fight next month?
No, I didn't know Benavidez had a fight coming up.
Oh yes.
That's my dude though. But I'm glad because
Benavidez.
he ain't had a fight in a while, right? It's been almost 2 years, right?
Yeah, he had COVID. Something like
Yeah, he ain't had no fight.
talking about.
But okay, I know you don't get back on that.
Nah, we're not going all the way. We just taking a pause.
Right. I was trying to get in really bad when y'all was doing that. I wanted to speak my piece and then get the hell out.
Hey, don't be scared of us girls. We ain't gonna bite unless you want us to.
Nah, that wasn't it. I just wanted to say what I need to say and go.
Butch Cassidy said the one plant beef for his belt. So Uskatiki, he got beat. He got exposed by Lonnie B.
And that's who Benavidez is getting ready to fight right now.
Right now, yep. You know, but
that dude's an exciting fighter.
You know, the only thing I don't like about Benavidez, and it's minor, sometimes I feel like I can't rely on him. Right. We know part of the fighting game is getting on that scale.
Right.
So
well, he been battling weight his whole life. The first time I saw him, well, not the first time I saw him, but I seen a video of him training. It was showing a video of Pacquiao, and he was in, what's the Pacquiao in them gym called with Freddie Roach? Whatever they gym is called, he was training there, and he was a little kid, like 13 years old. He was super fat. Little kid.
Big as shit.
Yeah, big and fat. And I was like, damn, that's Benavidez. He's a little boy. So he been around this game a long time, man. He just he has trouble with his weight problems.
And
that's a real battle right there for some people.
He should, yeah, it's a battle. It's a battle for me over here.
Yeah, it's a battle for him. And he like cocaine too.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. So he's unreliable. He's young. He's a new father. He needs to nip that shit in the bud right now and never go back to it. Or he gonna be a motherfucking Tyson Fury, a Latino version of Tyson Fury.
He throw 1,000 punches too.
But nobody. I look at how this man fight. He's beautiful in that ring. I don't see none of them motherfuckers fucking with him.
Who?
Not Charlo, not Canelo.
Benavidez?
Yeah.
Only thing I ain't seen him hit yet though. I gotta see him hit. Like
get hit.
Have you seen him hit? Yeah, Charlo gonna test your chin. If you can take his shot, then you gotta fight. But he's gonna check. He gonna chin check you. And I haven't seen Benavidez chin check yet. When I see him get chin checked by a puncher, then I can say something.
Kimmy said, "Tell April Coach G is good. I got him. Thanks though." April likes to flirt, y'all. Just so y'all know, she's a fun-loving person. It's all in good fun. We want to laugh, right? That's why I love my ladies. Demetrius said, Navarrete versus Gonzalez on tonight. Whoa. What channel, Demetrius? I'm slipping on my pimping Friday. Friday night fights? Is that ESPN?
Is boxing on right now?
He said it's coming on, but you know what? It doesn't matter what channel. In my household,
it's recorded.
Taped.
Yeah, I got it on here too. I got I don't know how many hours of boxing recorded. I need to start deleting some of that shit.
I know, right? Like I could be somewhere. They be like, a fight on. I'll be like, I ain't gonna miss it. I'm be out of town. I'm coming back to see what I missed. There's tapes. Every channel that boxing come on, I got my TV set up to tape. He said he needs to work on defense. He has been knocked down once. You talking about Benavidez? That I never saw, but I believe you, Demetrius. He says right now. That's what y'all was saying. Yeah, I ain't gonna miss nothing. I'm gonna get to it. But Gonzalez, you talking about Chocolatito? What you think about him, Coach G? Chocolatito.
I thought he was overrated. When they put him above Terrence Crawford and Andre Ward.
That was crazy. You know why? He was closing in on Floyd's record, and they didn't want Floyd to have it. That's
But
all that was.
everybody they placed over Andre Ward and Crawford so far got beat. They put first they put Chocolatito, he got his ass knocked out, and then they put Lomachenko, then he got his ass whipped.
Mm-hmm.
But Andre Ward retired undefeated, and Terrence Crawford is still undefeated.
Boy, undefeated. But they just didn't want. See, it's like it's a lot of hate and discontent that be going on in the backgrounds. We already know that. So ain't no sense of us like going in depth about it. But it just amazed me that people don't have it within themselves to be like, I want to be the best. Like, is it me or the people? Like, I always was in competition with myself. I didn't have to be per se so much in competition with somebody else if I'm just being in competition with myself. Because just being in competition with myself, oh my God, I'm just gonna get better and better. Like, and I do win when I do win against others in any competition when I'm competing against myself because I'm just making myself better. If these people don't stop blowing up, oh, will do. I just saw the chat. I mean the text. I was like, all right. I was just gonna say, stop blowing me up. But I see. I got you. I got you. Y'all. Okay. Yeah. Butter says she'll be back. I got you. I got you. Um, but yeah, I cannot wait to that Benavidez fight. If he was more reliable, I would be all in.
When
It's
is he
hard for
supposed
me
to
to
be
invest.
fighting?
Huh?
When is he supposed to be fighting?
November 13th. It's him and
Oh,
that's a
see, that's
free
the
fight,
date.
y'all.
Caden got a fight.
Do he?
Mm-hmm.
Where at?
And Warner Brothers, what is it? What is it called? Warner Robins, Georgia. You ever heard of that before? Let me
Sound
pull
like
it
one of
up.
them sundown towns.
Um,
They trying to be funny, but no, I
I
never.
don't know.
But if you,
I don't think I've been there before.
make sure you got your steel, you got your
Oh, you know
PC
I
still.
keep that.
Always, always. I know you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna say that. Always.
Mm-hmm. Don't leave home without it.
Look, I tell you, I don't. I just I be too nervous to travel with them, and that sound crazy, right? Why buy them if you ain't gonna travel with them?
Yeah, you
It's just
need
not
it.
me to carry that stuff
Your car might break down or something.
around. That's why I need a husband.
It's
Cause
called Warner Robins, Georgia.
Warner Robins, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, what Kimmy says near Macon.
Macon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be no
Kimmy, is
further
it
than a
one of
couple of
them
hours away.
sundown towns? Kimmy, is it one of those places? Let Coach G know.
It don't even matter. We going to kick ass and leave.
In and out, in and
That's
out.
it. After the fight, we hit the road.
Yeah, but you'll be able to tape it. You ain't gonna miss nothing. Caleb Plant and Canelo is on the 6th of November. And I'm buying the fight only because of Caleb. I'm supporting Caleb.
Well,
That's it.
damn.
Can't stand Canelo. I don't buy
Mm.
his fights. I haven't in the last years. So when I be telling y'all I'm not buying another Charlo fight, I mean it. And I love boxing. Sometimes I be like, I can't help it. I just, I can't, and call me biased, call me whatever. Deontay to me is the king. He carry himself like a king. He is what Lifetime movies be made out of. You know what I'm saying? He's genuine. His intent is good. I don't see the malicious intent in him or any kind of nefarious intent in him, but yet everybody shit on him. I don't understand. I don't care to understand no more. Like, what did he personally do to you? And if you mad at him because he, was advocating for Tony Harris, it was two brothers on, y'all both were brothers. We love y'all both. That's what I was thinking. He can't be for Tony, who he know more than he know you. If that's your reasoning, I can't rock with that. I ain't gonna say I can't condone it. I have no authority to condone nothing over that grown man. But I'm done with I'm pretty much done with the Charlos. I do not hope that they lose. I hope they do well. I'm not paying another dime into nothing they doing. That's just me. I catch that shit on the highlights. The boxing guys upload their fight on YouTube. That's the only way I'm
Mm.
gonna catch it.
Mm.
or if it's on Showtime paper, it'll come on the next week. I'm not paying for that.
For a Canelo fight.
Canelo, yeah, I'm gonna pay for that because of Caleb. But if it wasn't Caleb, I don't know who. If Canelo fights
Andrade or Charlo.
Andrade, if he fights Charlo, I gotta ban both of them because I'm telling you, I do not buy Canelo fights. But if he fights Andrade, I will pay for it. If he fights Caleb, I'm paying for it. If he fights Benavidez, I'm paying for it. I have now just made a declarative statement, and I don't know how long I'm gonna feel this way. I'm not buying any more Charlo fights. I'm just not gonna do it.
I'll tell you about him.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not missing the Charlo fight, man.
I'll bring you in to give me the 411.
Them boys they mean, man.
ESPN Plus. That's okay, King. Who else is coming up? So we got Caleb and Canelo on the 6th. Then we got Benavidez and Scotty Key on the 13th, and then the 20th, Terrence and Sean Porter. You heard what Porter been saying lately?
What? Talking about he gonna knock Crawford out?
Not just that. See, I wouldn't even be mad at him for that. I'm kind of giving him a pass on the Coon train, but he was talking about Deontay. But the guy asked a question that Sean didn't even answer the question. He just came out. I think people got to stop looking at him like he's great and blah, 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 blah. He's done. He's over with, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the exact words, but it's something to that effect. I don't get it. Why would you say that? Were you done when you got your ass whooped, Sean? But Deontay got to be done. Now, Coach, you're saying something different. You're saying, I want to see how he is, after post the dent in his head.
Wilder?
Yeah, you talking about Wilder.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's what you were saying.
Right.
Sean, with a lot of other people, they're not even acknowledging that was a dent in his head, but because he lost to Tyson Fury, his career is over. Why is that?
You don't even have to have a dent in your head. Just a good headshot is enough to rally your brain and cause you to not be the same. Wilder's equilibrium his ear was bleeding again too. He needed to get out of boxing for a little while. I think he needed to take some time off because his coach said that after that second fight, Wilder went right back to the gym and then wanted to train. I mean, he should have been laying out for a while, taking some time off to heal, and then possibly taking a soft fight, a fight with somebody just to give him some rounds, but not really hurt him really bad. But he wanted to get back in there and fight Tyson Fury, but I think it turned out to be a bad move. And it really looked like he's still damaged, man. That second round, even in the first round when he was jabbing to the body and throwing the right hand up top, he still looked awkward doing that. It didn't look. And then the second round, he was off balance and then super tired. And then by the third round, he was all over the place. That is not the Wilder we know. That is not the Wilder we know. It was a different Wilder, man. And what else could it be?
Should retire. Like, I understand, Errol Spence is injured. And I'm saying, I said it when he got injured. He need to sit down somewhere for about a year. Because I promise you, if you get in the ring with anybody, they gunning for that eye.
Not even that eye. What about his jaw? He had all his teeth busted out of his mouth in the car accident.
But then they put, they screwed his new teeth in or something.
But his jaw still took that impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's not 100%. He can't be 100%.
How long was Errol out after that accident?
About a year.
Isn't that good enough?
He's about, I don't know. Is it? We're going to find out. He didn't look good when he fought Danny Garcia to me. But they said it was a time off. I got to see him in the ring again. He ain't been in the ring since then. I don't know.
So when he come back, do you want Errol to fight somebody dangerous?
I want him to go ahead and fight Crawford and get it over before. That fight should have been already happened, man. I hate that they keep waiting, and then one of these guys get beat, and then we never get a chance to see the fight. There's so many big fights get spoiled because they keep playing these bullshit games. Just like Tyson, just like Wilder and Anthony Joshua. That fight was huge about 3 years ago. We should have got that fight. The Charlo fight and Canelo fight. We should have got that fight a couple of years ago. Lomachenko and Devin Haney. We should have got that fight. It's like all these big fights, we're not getting them because these guys are playing politics or whatever. But that's the fight I want to see him in. I don't care to see Spence fight nobody else. I only want to see him fight Crawford.
Demetrius Bryson, October 23rd, Tony versus Williams. October 30th, Boost versus Delorme.
You
Oh
talking
yeah,
about Tony Harrison?
I think he talking about and J Rock.
Yeah, that must be who he talking about.
Yeah, I remember that J Rock was on the card, but they didn't have a fighter, so they got Tony coming in through like a champ.
Charlo knocked both of them dudes out,
He did.
and both of them some good fighters.
They are.
They are good fighters.
I ain't saying that Charlie Jamel is not the goods. He is. He is the goods. I just really don't. I could deal without his extracurricular shit outside the ring. Who am I? I'm just a boxing fan who have now decided I don't want to buy his fights anymore. And if I feel that way, I'm sure a lot of other people feel that way.
About Charlo?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you shitting on Deontay. If I see that it was some beef, legitimate beef that they had, I don't get between men shit. If you got some beef, then I'd be like, all right, T, that's their business. Let them work it out. Cool. I see an honorable man with integrity that you shit on for no reason. I don't understand that. And it's not like Deontay's scared of him. I just don't understand it. And I can't be a part of it. And so I choose to keep my dollars. It's just my dollar. I'm just one person. Demetrius said, "No."
He said James Tony.
Versus.
Didn't I tell? Really?
Then you was just talking to
Just
James.
yesterday. That was just yesterday.
Yeah. James, did he tell you anything about a fight coming up?
No, he was just with Brandon, with my nephew Brandon Merritt and his friend. They were training out in North Carolina, but that's not the first time I heard that. I didn't know that he had a fight coming up though. I just wanted to speak to him. Since they was with him, he was like, "You wouldn't believe who I'm standing here talking to."
I have to do my research on James Toney. When he was out doing his thug dizzle, I wasn't into boxing. As I got older, I got into boxing. So I ain't gonna sit up here in front like I've been watching it since I was a kid. You see it as a kid, and I remember looking at TV and doing this mess and shit, and I liked it, but not enough for me to sit in front of the TV and stay home and watch sports. I love sports. I love being physical, but as an adult, I would not sit home for a sporting event on TV. Don't know what the fuck that means. I'm in them streets, and I said streets like that on purpose. That's what I was doing. I was in them streets and them clubs and all that stuff in my young days. I couldn't be sitting down watching them because the shit was taking too long.
Nah, I've been in them streets too, but it was a fight. I was somewhere watching that fight.
Yeah, I know y'all make time for whatever, because y'all watch the football.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the fight.
But
I
yeah,
don't about no football.
I came to it later, and then like as I really got into it, I swear to God, when I'm looking at boxing, I be seeing science. Like, in my head, I be not that I'm doing equations in my head, but I see the displacement of weight and how they move. I don't know how I see it. It's almost like, can y'all look at TV and see pixels? See the pixels in the screen? I can. You know why I can? Because I used to have to work with O-scopes. So I see the pixels in the screen. And for a while I had to stop watching TV because I could see the little teeny pixels. But
You
when
need to upgrade your TV.
Huh?
You need to upgrade your TV if you can look at the pixels.
No, everybody can see the pixels. Like this is back in the day too. We got
Right.
smart TVs now, but everybody should be able to see the pixels in the TV. But if you doing something like an old scope, I used to take an old scope and turn it, like make TV out of it. That sounds crazy. Like an old scope is ready, it reads signals, but I could tune it and turn the knobs and shit and get a TV station.
So you're saying that when you look at it, you see the science. You understand what you're looking at.
Yeah, I understand VHF, LHF, HF.
I just watched a fight yesterday we was looking at with I seen it 1,000 times already with Donito Donaire and Rigondeaux. Did you see that fight?
Yes.
You
That
want to
was
see a
right.
very high skilled,
Yes.
technical chess match fight? Watch that fight. That is a
Exactly.
beautiful fight to look at, man.
That
And
is.
like I forgot how good that fight was. We were sitting there looking at it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
real boxing.
right. Do you know of any more like that? Cause
Yeah, with Roy Jones. Roy Jones and Montel Griffin won.
mm,
That was the first time I seen somebody sticking with Roy Jones boxing where Roy was lost a couple of times. His speed, that dude was just as fast, just as smart. Defense was better. Roy couldn't hit him. He was very frustrated. I had never seen Roy Jones frustrated before, up until like the ninth round when he finally caught him.
most of the fights like that I see came, in my time, came from Floyd. Like I said, I got into boxing kind of like my early 30s,
Hmm.
like 20 years ago. So, um, yeah, I started really getting into boxing, but I was in the Navy. I could only see what I could see. I was
Hmm.
on the ship all the time, but when I could see it, I was like, ooh. And then once I, kind of got out the Navy, and was able to be home more, I really dig deep into just the sweet science of boxing. And oh my God, I love it when I watch it. I'm geeked out about it. And fighters that they would say who are boring, like they'll say Shakur Stevens is boring. They say that about Floyd. That's not boring at all. Motherfuckers, like you said, playing chess. That's some mastery shit at work.
Right. They don't understand how complicated that is and how hard boxing is to master. They want to see two barbarians go in there and beat each other brains out, like the Tyson Fury and Wilder fight. That was an exciting fight. I have to admit that, but it still was not a technical, high skilled fight. It was like a barroom brawl. They were just throwing winging punches left and right, and it was exciting. But I would much rather see the technical fights like I just told you between Rigondeaux and Nonito Donaire or Mayweather and Zab Judah. Those type of fights.
What about so we know Tyson won and Usyk got all the belts.
Hmm.
Usyk gonna give AJ the rematch. In the meantime and in between time, the next fighter up that got to step up is Dillian White. If Dillian beats his fight on October 30th, do you think Dillian will give Tyson Fury a hard time?
Um, that depends on which Tyson Fury show up. If it's the Tyson Fury showed up fight Deontay Wilder the other night, yeah, because he gonna stand right there in the pocket, and that's Dillian White's style is to stand right there in the pocket and throw bombs the whole time. But if he fight the Tyson Fury that was from the Wilder one fight, it'll be a piece of cake. Because Dylan White can't box. He's dumb. He's a slugger. You have to stand right in front of you and throw blows with both hands, winging punches, and he's easy to hit.
What you think about the fact? See, I call Dillian a scrub too. See, y'all, I'm not racist. I'm not biased. He's a black man, and I don't like him. Why? Because he's a cheater. In my book, you cheat once, pretty much. That's
Yeah, he,
especially. It's one thing if you in the beginning of your career, this your first fight, first couple of fights. You're very, very, very young. I can give benefits of the doubt. So you'll see me do that one day if that ever happened. But you don't wake up in the middle of your career and start cheating, and at that point I call you a cheater.
but
So
that's when they usually start cheating. They don't usually cheat in the beginning. They usually start when their body starts to deteriorate and they start to get older, and they start taking enhancement drugs to compete with the younger guys.
but you know what kind of person, coach, you got to be a cheater.
That's
You
like
that
probably
was
80% of the
all
boxers
along,
out there. Yeah,
huh?
probably 80% of the boxers out there cheating. Most of them are boxing in sports. Period. They need to clean it up because it's crazy.
I just feel like you always had that shit in you. Maybe if you did or didn't do it, I still feel like you don't wake up in the middle of your career because let's like we both had clearances, right? We
Hmm.
know what it means to have a clearance. We the shit that you can't do and have a clearance, we never was about anyway.
Right.
Them making that rule that you can't do this, you can't do that, can't be about this, can't be about that. That was easy for us to follow because we was never about that anyway. And as we in, having a clearance, sure, you can do some crazy shit with a clearance. You can make a come up with some clearance. You stupid as hell if you try. But we ain't gonna wake up in the middle of our careers and say, let me throw caution to the wind. That's why I look at cheaters like I look at. And
Hmm.
so when I ask you about Dillian White and Tyson Fury, and what you think about that, because hey, but they both cheaters.
They are, but I just don't. As far as just look at their styles and stuff, Tyson Fury is like he's levels above Dillian White.
Is
But if he come in there half-assed, out of shape, and standing toe to toe, anything can happen. Cause Dylan White can't punch. He can't do nothing else. He can punch.
Dillian White is bigger than him. He said he walk around like 260. I mean, not bigger than Tyson, but he's bigger than Wilder. He's
Yo,
bigger.
yeah. He's a big, solid dude, man. From the feet up, like he's a big dude. Big
He's a
legs, big
guy.
arm. He's a big guy, like a football player.
I think if Tyson tipped the scales over 300, he gonna be hurting himself. At what weight do you think Tyson could ever come in with? It really shows because you put weight on. Um, Reggie Bell with that cash app. Thank you, King. At what point when you can look at certain fighters and say, "Hey, you put that weight on, that's gonna slow your ass down." Because Tyson is hard to see, but maybe if he goes over 300 pounds, it's gonna be detrimental to him. You think?
He was sluggish in this fight. What was his weight in this fight? Like 270 something?
Yeah,
He weighed in at 270 something?
277, I believe.
Yeah, so that he was real sluggish in this fight.
See, I thought he moved like better than before.
Nah, you look at that first fight. He was on his toes, boxing. Like he was boxing wild in that first fight. But he got knocked out. They just didn't count it.
Deontay, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Deontay set the pace from the first round. I think Deontay also set the pace on what type of fight it was going to be. And I don't think Tyson ever changed that because Deontay was throwing them haymakers straight out the gate. And I stand by because I've seen the videos that Tyson
long
didn't
count.
beat the count. He didn't beat the count. So you know me, Coach G. You know I gotta be petty. I've been trying to call MGM Cascades. Was like, give me my money back. I'm sure they saying, fuck you, girl. But I want my money back.
I hear you.
He didn't beat the
He,
count.
he beat Wilder, man. I hate to say it, but I really believe Wilder's career is done, man. I think the damage he took really messed him up. He looked really bad, really, really bad in this third fight. Before Fury even put any real damage on him, he was looking terrible.
See, and I know you saying this because of the things that has happened. So, like, I'm gonna give you a pass on that.
But I told you this that when we spoke, did I not say that?
Yeah, you
I said I
did.
wanted to see how much damage, how he looked in this fight because I thought he took so much damage in that second fight. And it's like I've been watching boxing too long. I see the effects of it. After a fight like that, with those kind of blows to your head,
Mhm.
we're human beings. You're not supposed to take those kind of punches inside your damn head, man. And then he got a big crack in the side of his head, in his skull. So
Yeah. Oh, the dent. Demetrius
dent.
said White might not get through Otto Wallin, and Reggie Bell said, "I agree that ear busted." Yeah, I don't know how the flesh be ripping from a glove, but what I'm saying is with Wilder, the damage he sustained in that second fight,
Mhm.
coach is agreeing that there was some nefarious shit going on in that second fight. There was some foul play, some cheating or whatever. And
Mhm.
this is why I despise cheating. I don't know why I'm hitting the table every time I think about this shit. But this is why I despise it, is because you decide to cheat. And instead of it being a fair fight and the better man win that night, and y'all live to fight another day, you potentially may have derailed somebody's whole career
Yeah, they don't care about
because you had to cheat.
cheating. You have to
I
cheat.
hate this nigga, man. I hate Tyson Fury. I hate him with a passion. It would like I wouldn't give a damn what happened to him. But I was brought up to not hate nobody. Because you don't know nobody enough to hate him. So I'm gonna take that back. Who I got a woosah. But I get emotional about that because of what he has done. But to
Mhm.
him, it was just another day. But win by all any means necessary.
Right.
But I hope that it's not a derailment for Deontay. Even in Deontay's shape, I don't know. No, do you know of any other heavyweights that can beat him?
Well, the way he looked, I hope and pray I'm wrong, but just by the way he looked,
Mm-hmm.
the next fight he might get even knocked out even worse. Because that used to be it spiral out of control, man. Like he got beat in the second fight, took all that damage. The third fight, he looked terrible in the second round. Wilder used to look fresh the whole. If it go 12 rounds, he looked fresh the whole 12 rounds. This nigga don't get tired. You
See,
know,
me, I'ma hang on to the fact that it's the weight.
I don't think it's the way because it was like only the second round. He already been through sparring and stuff like that with headgear and big padded gloves. Now you're fighting without that headgear and what they fought in 10 ounce, 10 ounce, probably 10 ounce
10 or
gloves,
12 ounce, yeah, one of
and
those.
one of them with horsehair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So uh, he might be old. He might be like another Roy. Like Roy got hit and got hurt, and his shit spiraled out of control. He couldn't even take no headshots no more. Anybody who touched Roy side of the head, knock him out.
Well, you be thinking about it. See, some people can come back from that, some people can't, like you said. I hope that it's not something medically he can't come back from, but it might be something mental, and that's something he can overcome if it's just mental. Reggie Bell said, I said it before, he needs to pursue legal actions. He
Hmm.
did, but he didn't take it to that level. He didn't do it that way. So I don't know what he could do going forward. Demetrius said, look at 1 and 2. Those gloves were loose and floppy. But
Hmm.
the third fight, the gloves fit perfectly. Great eye, Demetrius. Yes, we saw that too. And that ought to tell people, but it's over. It's in the bag. So that his fans, Tyson Fury fans, don't give a fuck by any means necessary. And I
Right.
hope karma come back to anybody they like. Tyson Fury too. Anybody who cheats people and do that. I hope karma hit you dead in your ass.
Yeah, he right. Tyson
Like,
Fury is a much better boxer than him, but he had to do something to weaken Wilder. He
yeah,
had to do something to weaken Wilder, and
Reggie
that did it.
Bell, Reggie Bell said crazy. Tyson is better boxer than Wilder. He didn't even need to cheat. I don't know about that, Reggie. I
He
don't
is
know
a much
about
better
that.
boxer. He been boxing since he was like 6 years old. I mean,
He said he didn't need to cheat. I don't know about that.
uh,
Tyson feels he need to cheat because he need to cheat.
yeah, he thought he needed to cheat.
Because if Tyson don't cheat, then he get caught with a punch. Everybody gonna get caught and hit. Sometimes the problem is he can't take Deontay's hit. And you notice how Tyson never really gassed out. I'm waiting for
Hmm.
him to gas out and then have to get a second win. He never did. Other than the fact he was on that ground a long time, like he probably didn't want to get up, thinking, reevaluating the situation. Demetrius said, "Nah, the only person to beat Deontay Wilder is Fury," and that's what I said. I don't see Dillian White beating Deontay. I
That
don't
was
see it.
prior to that second fight.
I don't see
Now,
it now. I don't see it now.
the way
You know
he's
why?
acting that
Because
second round, man,
you know
I
why,
don't know
Coach?
why.
That's why I said if the ref counted right, we would be saying Deontay won, and
Yeah,
then
but the Wilder still looked like shit in that fight though. Even
but
if he won, cause he can punch, he still was hurt and wobbly and looking like shit in that fight, man. You
then
can't
he
tell
can
me he didn't
get
look like
better.
trash in
But
that
we
fight.
wouldn't be saying I don't know if he should. I think he sustained too much damage. We wouldn't be saying any of this. You know what I'm saying? If the ref counted fairly, we see they didn't do it in the first fight,
Hmm.
and then they didn't do it in the second fight. And I know there's people out there to be like, why do you keep talking about it? Because I want to. Number
Well, I
one.
want you to remember what I'm saying right now about him being injured. If he come back and he take a soft fight and you see him get wobbled and hurt, then you'll know that's what it was.
Then I rock with that.
You'll know that's what
But
it
right
was.
now, he was in there with the beast. Like y'all say, Tyson can box.
But he can't
Tyson
punch.
big.
But he's not a puncher.
He's not a big puncher, but he's undefeated. Let's go by his record. He's undefeated. He's all that. He's boom 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 whoop the whoop. But when it come to Deontay, he might got somebody say he might got Deontay number. I rock with that too. I'm not accepting that the loss. I'm accepting
Hmm.
the loss,
Hmm.
but I still say if Deontay won, get this man his shit.
Yeah.
That's the shit I can't stand. He
Hmm.
won the first fight and he won this third fight. But we will never look at it like that. We can't because it
That's
didn't
not
get
the way it's
called that
written. Hmm.
way.
Yeah.
See, I'm not one of the people like, well, if the ref didn't see it, he didn't call it that way. It didn't happen. No,
The first fight was a knockout victory.
pretty
Fury
much,
ass was sleep when he hit the canvas. In,
pretty
in
much.
any fight, if you sleep when you hit the canvas,
Mm,
it's over.
I gotta have some water over
There was
here.
no need to count.
Demetrius said the first fight showed he needed to cheat because he was knocked out and the
He
referee
sure was
didn't
knocked
get
out.
that fight. Yeah. What makes them say? Why would you do somebody
He
like
even self-admitted that he was knocked out. He said he couldn't. He didn't know what woke him up. It had to be God.
that? Cocaine.
He couldn't explain what woke him up. But the fact that you're admitting that you had to wake up
Yeah.
means that you were asleep.
And some people look. I had a debate with a friend of mine, and he said he said Tyson wasn't knocked out that first fight.
And
I
I
know
said,
he was on the ground with his eyes closed, and he admitted it, like you said. But Floyd was knocked out standing up when Mosley hit him. I was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. What are you talking about? Yeah, do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, if people got select. This is what these are the people I argue with. They got selective vision. Floyd was knocked out. Did y'all see Floyd knocked out in the Shane Mosley fight? I
nah,
didn't.
he wasn't knocked out. He was dead. He was stunned.
He
It's a
was hurt.
difference. He was stunned.
But Floyd was knocked out on his feet.
He wasn't knocked out. He was stunned. He knew exactly what was going on because his mind was still focused. He had the consciousness to grab him and smother him until he recovered. And then he even threw some more punches and he got caught in the exchange and he grabbed him again. He was still functioning. He was still thinking. He wasn't knocked out. When you're unconscious, you can't do any of that. When you're knocked out, you can't do anything. Fury was knocked out.
That's the argument that I actually had with somebody. Demetrius Wright said the dent in Wilder's head was the damage that was done. Fury targeted the left side of his head. Facts. But that was the
That
argument
is a
that
fact.
I had with this person. Lloyd was knocked out. Fury wasn't. How do you have an argument? I can't do it. And I always, I get into heated debates, y'all. I love everybody, and I'll tell them at the end, I love you, King. Because it ain't worth being mad. We could get in heated debates and then come back and say I love you. That's my philosophy. Because I don't want to be mad at somebody overnight and all that. But I could get passionate and be like, motherfucker, ass shit, kiss ass. I could get like that too. But when people say some crazy shit like that, I be like, dude, his eyes was closed.
Yeah, he was
And I,
gone.
but there's no rule, Coach. Do you think that we need to change the rule so that there is no ambiguity?
But
Like he's laying on the ground. I'm talking about the Furious in the first fight. His eyes is closed, right?
hmm
When you get to 3 seconds, when you count 1, 2, 3. I mean, if your eyes are closed, can we put that in the rule books? Is that hard to add, or what's the deal with that, Coach?
I don't know. But if it was up to me, when you hit the canvas and you sleep,
Mm-hmm.
don't even count the one. We could all see he was out. I've seen refs just jump in and start waving.
Yeah,
Like, hey, get the doctors in here now. This dude is asleep.
we
That's
have
what should have happened with Fury.
seen Jack Reese, that same ref, stop fights for lesser shit than that. I
Right.
know we have all seen that, but
But if you sleep, don't even count. The fight is done. You sleep, bro. Stop it. There's no need to count.
Demetrius said, Bob runs boxing at all levels. Yeah, but it's like, see, a person like me who spent my last good dollars on a fight, like I don't gamble, and then I decide, okay, I'm a gamble. I want that this fight is hyping me up. Not only did I get tickets, but I want to place a bet. And obvious cheating goes on. I need my money back. I don't know who's at fault with that. I don't know who's culpable of that. Like, is it MGM got to give me my money back? Or do I take that to court? Like, who wants to go to court? If I was rich, I would take it to court just to take it to court. Because I think about all those people who placed the bet. Y'all just robbed them. Y'all legally robbed them. And that cannot be right. Who the hell is going to, who wants to place bets in the future if you know robbery can happen in broad daylight and you out of your money, you asked out? Who is signing up for that shit? Not me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got these fights coming up, Coach, and you saying you going to the fight.
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Hey,
I
look, give
can't
me
wait.
press pass. Could I be your camera woman?
To get back. I hope I can get back there, man. Just for Caden though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, is
Hmm.
he going with you?
Yeah, I just want him to experience it.
Most definitely, most definitely. The young prince get to experience something great like that. Yeah, I mean, I could go, I could buy it, but when I tell you I was balling out of control in motherfucking Vegas, I
Hmm.
was balling out of control for me. I was just dropping money, blah blah blah. I should just slow my roll, but I probably could get a ticket. I want to go. I want to go. I really do.
Hmm.
Y'all gonna make me look. I will have an answer by Monday. Where did you go? What is it a Mercedes Benz Arena?
Nah, it's gonna be at State Farm.
State Farm Arena.
Hmm.
Demetri said, "Why was the referee switched out days before the fight, but that original referee ref the co-main?" That's a good question. That's a good question. And that referee that was referee
Hmm.
was reprimanded before for not calling shots right. I think he had I think he called shots for what's his name? Uh, Mares. Remember there was a time when Abner Mares was a nut puncher. That's what I called him. Nut puncher. He used to go for them nuts, something fierce. Matter of fact, the hardest I ever seen somebody hit somebody else in the nuts was Abner Mares. I know I've seen the highlights of that white guy hitting Riddick Bowe back in the day, like obviously hitting him in the nuts.
What about
And
when
they,
Zab hit Floyd
yeah, that
and he
too.
did the chicken dance?
Boy did that stanky leg like a mother. Yeah, but Zab in that one, in a sense, could have plausible deniability. Like, oh, I won't try and hit it. I mean, even though we know he did,
Hmm.
but Mares used to
Hmm.
nut punch on purpose. It was no other way to look at it. And yeah, you get a point deducted, or you might get warned, but
But it's gonna carry you through that fight. You still
gonna
gonna
carry you
that
through the
shit don't
fight.
go away. Any man who been hitting the nuts know that shit don't go away. It sit there, and that's
So,
why on
do
huh?
they wear nut? Do they wear cups
Even
or
with yeah, you wear a cup, but that cup it helps a little bit, but it still hurts so bad. It still a especially if they go under and come up. Like it really, it matters how you position too. It within that cup, and if you even got the right size cup on, you got to be careful. Like what's that guy name, man? The Fernando Vargas versus Tito Trinidad. You see that fight?
I didn't. That's when I wasn't watching boxing.
You wasn't watching boxing then. You just a little baby. Well, that
Ah,
fight.
older than you. This nigga say I'm a baby. I'm older than you.
You didn't grow up yet. Yeah, he hit Vargas in the nuts. That saved his life though, cause he was about knocked out, and that's how he got some time. Vargas caught him and hurt him, and he threw that nut punch and got himself some time. That's he actually came back and knocked Vargas out in that fight.
So why don't the boxers take the time when they could take 5 minutes? Do you think the ref? Because a lot of times, if you saying you giving them 5 minutes, I don't like when the ref be like checking back. What are you ready? You shut the fuck up. Give him 5 minutes. Don't say nothing to him. That's how
Because
I'm thinking.
because you're a fighter and you're ready to fight. Like you don't be thinking. A lot of times you're not thinking. Like you're hurt, but your adrenaline is going. So you don't even realize how bad you're really hurting sometime until you get back to fighting again. But you want to get this dude back so bad. Like you in the fight, like you hitting my nuts. I'm ready to hit you back. So that's why they be like so anxious to get back into the fight instead of just being smart and taking their time. See, Floyd is smart. What Floyd? Well, they started that big fight and all that stuff to make it slow down. But Floyd would take that fight. Floyd would sit his ass in that corner and relax and get his nuts back together and then come back to fight.
Let
But
y'all
most of them don't do that,
get your nuts together for the rest of the day.
huh?
I said, let men tell you can't get your nuts together for the rest of the day.
Well, if you in a fight, it's different. You in a fight, it's different. Like your mindset is not really you ready to get back into the fight, and that's all it is. They be so anxious to get back to their opponent and get contact that they don't make the best decisions sometimes.
So look, why y'all mind can't be that way when there's little accidents around the house?
I don't understand what you talking about.
Like you have the mothers holding their babies and the baby with them hard baby shoes. kick them in the or you and
That's
your
because you're not in no fight and you don't have the adrenaline pumping. That adrenaline is like it stops a lot of the pain. It helps you.
oh
You,
really? Okay.
yeah, if you sitting there calm,
Look, I just learned something.
yeah, that's why if you're in a fight, like a lot of the shots you see they get hit, the nose, the eye cut, you don't really feel that during the fight. You feel that shit after the fight because your adrenaline is pumping and you know your mind is not set on that. Like that stuff kind of like numbs you a little bit.
Every girl in here that has probably accidentally or on purpose needs somebody in the nuts, and y'all be some fucking beasts. Be like acting like it's just the end of the fucking world.
I'm
And
telling
then
you, because there's no adrenaline there. You catch us while we calm and relaxing, of course.
that's why see, I just learned something, fellas. See how I say when you know better, you do better. Cause I was sitting up here confused like a motherfucker, like how y'all act like that when I'm every time I'm watching boxing, they don't even take the full 5 minutes.
Well, for another thing, they also have a cup on. Your man ain't sitting at the house with no cup on. So that's the difference. That and adrenaline. You don't have a cup and you don't have adrenaline, you're not in the middle of a fight. So if
So
I'm just sitting there chilling, that it's gonna hurt 10 times more.
so are the fighters wearing a cup and that fob protector? That that big plastic that
Yeah, that's one piece. That's one piece.
but that ain't a cup
Yes, it is. It's cup and kidney protector.
made into one. But I'm saying, okay, maybe I'm confused. The cup
Nah, that's
was
the whole thing.
that's the
It's
whole
called a growing protector.
a
That's what
growing
it's called, a growing protector. And it's one piece. You see it sticking up out the trunks.
Mhm.
Sometime, yeah, the piece you seeing up top is protecting their kidneys.
What about the I guess the football players wear that. That's a cup I'm familiar with.
They just wear a little jock. They wear a little not jock strap. They wear cups too, but it's a different. They're not getting punched. It's a total different protector.
Oh.
It's not the same.
I thought y'all had to wear both of those.
No,
Yeah,
you don't. No, you don't. You
yeah.
can't even move with all that shit on. No, you don't need that.
See, those of us who are nuts challenged, we
Yeah.
don't need these
Nah, you
things.
don't need to wear all that.
Uh, Demetrius said like Kawanaki versus Hellenius. Yeah, that was a good fight, Demetrius. The cup
Yeah,
can cause more
he
pain.
right. Especially when they position right. Yeah, it can.
Yeah, that one that they use in football, like my brothers had for football, that looked like if you hit somebody with that. Because I'm thinking they got this whole time, fellas. It's how much I know about boxing. This whole time, I thought y'all was wearing that shit and that thing where he just said the kidney and growing protector
Nah, that's
of
just one piece. That's two different things.
all this time. Because I was like, that gotta hurt. Because it ain't metal, but it's that hard plastic. I know it got the little underwear stuff over top of it, but it just seemed like when, especially when some of them hits, especially when they come up with it. Now I be like,
Hmm.
come on now, I know you need your 5 minutes, and they don't take it, and I be like, so what y'all talking about when the accidental kneeing of the nuts happen around the house? Y'all be acting like the world is over.
Now that adrenaline makes a huge difference.
Now I see the adrenaline.
Hmm.
Look
Hmm.
at that, learning. Eric Gomez, he said he bomb squad to this day. Eric Gomez, it's a holster like
Hmm.
he says a holster. He said my cup is bulletproof. He said his cup is bulletproof. I don't know about that. It's plastic, right? I don't know about if it's metal or not. But yeah, so you just accepting the loss with Deontay. You know what? I'm a reserve because I go to you, coach. You know, I like a lot of stuff that you say. I know you know what you're talking about. And I'm actually gonna wait and see with Deontay. I'm still gonna talk about the fact that that camp was long because now we talk about my money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
outside of that, I do accept the fact that he lost. Ain't nothing we can do about it. But if he fights somebody else,
That
and
next fight gonna tell us a lot.
it's gonna tell us a lot. Yeah,
I
okay.
wish he sit his ass down and take a break and just enjoy his family and recover. Just take some time to recover and forget about boxing for about a year. Stay out the
Don't
gym.
get too old now.
No, no, no. He ain't get too old. Wilder has a good history of staying in shape. He don't blow up in between fights. He obviously eat good. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing no drugs and all that stuff because he always passing his test. So he should be good. It could do his body some good to sit down and rest. Cause this last 2 years he took some real ass whippings. He needed to sit down and the majority of that shit was inside his head. He needed to sit
He
down
had
and
a lot
relax.
of time off though, since he hasn't fought since the last Fury fight, which was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, but he didn't take no time off. His coach said he got right back in the gym. You
Oh,
get right back to sparring. Even you got headgear on, you're still getting rattled. You're still taking punches. He need to sit his ass down and relax for a little while and let boxing alone for a little while. He
what I
can't
want
keep taking what he's got.
I don't want him bench pressing shit else.
Weights. I don't know why a lot of guys do a lot. You can bench press, just not heavy weights.
Right. I don't want him doing that type of weight training no more.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
they was
want the
thinking about.
skinny legs. I love the skinny legs. You have beautiful legs, King. Bring the skinny legs back. Come back with the 209, 212. That's how I like this. Ain't nothing wrong with you. God made you perfect. As God made all of us as perfect as we can be. There ain't nothing
Right.
wrong with you, champ. I don't like all that weight on you or whatever. That's the Deontay I want. I want my king back. That's what I
Right.
want. Uh, Eric Gomez is laughing out loud, probably at some stuff we had to say. Uh, Eric said, I don't like the blood that is coming out of his ear or ears in these last fights.
The last two fights.
Yeah. And that's the amazing part about it. Like, the rip is in the inside of the ear. Now, speaking from somebody who has experience with terrible ears, as I do, uh, when you have a problem with your ears per se, because people say, "Oh, his eardrum got ripped." You know what? I lost my total left eardrum
Mm-hmm.
as a kid growing up from having multiple chronic or whatever, however you say it, ear infections. I
Mm-hmm.
blew out my right eardrum and it kind of mended itself. I had to get a taplanoplasty, which means they cut my left ear, flipped it over, took the skin off the back, made a new eardrum. I also had to get my bones redone behind the eardrum,
Mm-hmm.
redone in my left ear. So having said all that, I was a person who go to bed at night, wake up with blood on my pillow. The eardrum is like it bleeds kind of like if you ever cut your hand a little bit and you don't bleed that much because you have five layers of skin or whatever the case, you don't cut down to where the blood really at. It bleeds like that. You know, his ear is bleeding way more
That's
than
a
what
lot
I
of blood
saw.
coming out of his ear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's flesh. That's why I can say with no hesitation that is flesh. Now, it's not, you don't see the cut from the outside. So how there was a cut in the inside.
What
And
I'm
the
trying to
only
say, it had to be something to his eardrums because that has a lot to do with your balance. And his balance was off. Like that's it just makes sense to have something wrong with his ear, man.
his equilibrium, yes, you can throw that off easy. That can be easily done. There's all kinds of ways, but whether you get hit or not, that your equilibrium can be thrown off. But
Hmm.
what I'm saying is, you will never bleed like that from your eardrum.
Right. It's
You
not. It don't
simply
hold that
cut
kind of
that.
blood in it.
That's flesh. And
Hmm.
so now I have to say, what is it now? This damage could have been, we know it happened in the second fight.
Right.
So whatever was damaged, because your ear is folded, it's a circle and it's got creases and fold. It's not like just out like how your skin is here. It probably don't ever. It probably will never heal that fast. I can tell you anything with your ears, they don't heal fast. You talking forever. That surgery I had it like October 14th, 1991. I went to boot camp in June of 1992. And let me tell you, if somebody would have plucked my ear like that, they would have dropped me to my knees. I don't even know. God was looking out that nobody did anything in boot camp that touched my ear. It wasn't until I was 19 when I had the surgery. It wasn't until I was about 34 or 35 that my ears stopped hurting. Cause like I couldn't even do this shit or push down on or go like that. I couldn't do that. It took that long to heal where I didn't feel nothing or was sturdy. Before that, even 2 or 3 years after that, I felt like you could have ripped my ear off easy or whatever. It was very hollow where they cut in the back. Dude, them ears, they take a long time. Them shits take a long time to
So
heal.
you agree that Wilder needs to sit down somewhere for a
I
while?
agree that he needs to heal. Yeah, with that, for
Hmm.
that. But he's not that type person, you know. If it's causing him equilibrium problems, you know, that you really can't call that.
Balance problems.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you really can't. Nobody can really call that. It's like I said, you can get equilibrium problems from anything. It don't even have to be boxing. But the flesh in his ear, it will take forever. The reason why I say it's not that's not the option, Coach G, is because he don't have enough time in his career to sit out that long.
He got time.
It would take a
How
decade.
old is Wilder? Oh, you talking about to heal his
Yeah, to heal from how come his flesh and his ear keep getting ripped? Oh, that's gonna take probably a decade. They
Nah, he
just
just needs to sit out for about another year or two and just without well about another year I say with no boxing,
that's
just
fine.
relax. But they already banned him for he got a ban for 6 months anyway,
Mhm.
so he can't do anything for 6 months
Yeah,
because he was knocked the way he was knocked out.
yeah, and I said that the other day on my show. Like, let's be clear, y'all. He was banned because that's proper protocol. If you get a cut, I think they make you sit out 3 months. That's just boxing. There ain't nothing that he did wrong and nothing spectacular. He said, Eric said Wilder is 37. And Eric said, surprised you passed the military physical. Glad you're okay now. I'm surprised too, because you know what? I didn't know this, but they didn't really ask me. You know that you can't have epilepsy and join the military. Y'all know that, right?
It wasn't in your medical files.
Mm-mm. I mean, I wasn't a military brat. So when I joined the military, I don't remember them asking me that. But
Hmm.
for my first 5 years of life, I had seizures. I would fall down. I didn't have them really, really bad, but from what my mom tell me, I was the type that I could fall off a
Well, you
chair.
say as a baby from 0 to 5 years old. Well, they
Baby,
don't go back. They only go back so far anyway in your medical. My
I
son
mean,
just joined the Air Force. Zion just joined, and they put him through. Oh my God, it was almost like 6 months of just going through medical stuff. Got to go back and, 'cause you know, he played sports, so he had a knee injury. They wanted to get that X-rayed multiple times, and they just kept going over all his stuff, man. They gonna find it. Like if something wrong with you, they gonna find it now.
but he was a military brat, so his medical record was through the military, right?
That is correct.
So, but he never had seizures, right?
Now he
That's
never had no seizures,
that's what I was saying. So, like for me, um, they will have to get my civilian records, and I guess they didn't do that back
but they
then.
don't go back to no 5 years old anyway.
They would if you like with my daughter case, she has a military. My daughter and my son, they have a military records from birth. So
Hmm.
when they want to know what it is about them, they already know everything about them. But for
Okay.
me, they do ask you, do you have seizures? Because 9 times out of 10, when I get old, I'd be thinking, when you start getting older and your body's degrading, I may go back to having seizures. Because when you get old, you just reverting backwards. You know,
Right.
um, there was no rhyme or reason why I had seizures. It's a brain thing. And I had epilepsy real easy. Like I said, I could be in a little kid's chair and fall. I could be standing up and fall on, and I got
Hmm.
Pampers. And boom, my mom said I'm in a seizure. But I didn't shake and I ain't bite my tongue, but I rolled my eyes and my body went limp. I did that till I was 5, and the doctor told her I'll grow out of it. And that's what I did. I grew out of it. Demetrius said,
Hmm.
Wilder's 35. Eric said, interesting. But the point is, I should have never been allowed in the military, like Eric Gomez said. But yet, I got 20 years on them bitches. Paid for life. Demetrius Bright said he will be 36 at the end of the year.
He can sit out. He ain't got no choice but to sit out for 6 months because they put him on that 6 month ban. But he need to take another 6 months and just chill out, man.
I'm not opposed to that neither, but I don't want him to miss the boat. BFTB laid out a great plan for Wilder, and I know Wilder is game. Like that, he should fight Charles Martin for the to be the mandatory IBF challenger, and that way it don't matter who got the belts. he going for all three of them bitches or whoever got the belts. Nobody can hide from him if he becomes the IBF mandatory.
If
If it's,
Wilder don't sit down and rest, when he come back, he's gonna get knocked out again.
we're gonna have to see that one, coach.
He
What
need
we
to
gonna
sit
put
down
on
and
it,
rest.
coach? We gonna put lunch.
That
I ain't
depends on
ready.
how fast. That depends on how fast he come back. If he come back right after that 6 month ban, depending on who he fight, I
Mhm.
probably put something on that.
So let's just say this, coach. If he come back and at that time he coming back, you say he ain't ready, and I'd be like, yeah, he ready.
That's gonna greatly depend on who he fight too.
Yeah,
But at this point, like if he was to come back in a few months, I don't see it. Wilder just did not look together at all, man. He looked terrible to me.
thank you, Eric. He said thank you for your service. Coach and me are retired military, just so y'all know.
Yes, sir.
Was Army, I was Navy, the best military in the world, military branch. But yeah. If he come back and it's too soon, I'd be like, nah, coach, he ready, because I don't want him to wait, to time himself out. But if he come back and it's too soon for you, then I'll give you lunch if he look crazy. How about that, coach?
I like them kind of bets. They're
Yeah,
affordable.
lunch. What's the most expensive plate? Let me stop. So who you got in the Caleb? And you say you got Canelo.
Canelo's gonna beat him.
Eric said he said July or August is a good time for Wilder to make his return. What you think about that, coach?
I say he need a year out. He need to lay out a year. They gave him a 6 month ban, so 6 months from now, what would that be?
April.
He need to wait. He need to take some time off.
You said
And I
so.
mean
The
no
next year.
training, no punch inside his head at all.
So this time next year is what you saying?
Maybe, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you got Canelo. So Benavidez and Uskatiki, who you got?
Thank you too, man. I mean I appreciate it. Say it again.
Benavidez and Uskatiki, who you got?
Benavidez, I don't even know the other kid.
You said I already know Benavidez.
Yeah, I don't even know this other kid. Benavidez is the truth.
Look, I already know Coach has said this before, but say it again for the people in the back, Coach.
What's
Sean
that?
Porter and Terrence Crawford, who you got?
Oh, Terrence Crawford all day.
All day, people.
He gonna make a statement, a huge statement, beating Porter's ass. Y'all ain't never see Porter get his ass beat like this.
Pretty much. Look, this is gonna be Coach right here.
We don't need no fences. We got us the gun line.
Tell him about the gun line, boss.
There it goes.
Now you didn't find that Rocky cut with throwing the towel. That you find
Yeah.
throwing that damn towel, man.
I'm behind it now. I got this whole weekend. I'm in the towel. Look, I'm gonna be like this.
Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
To some people, I be asking people who said that. A lot of people don't get that one. That's RuPaul. I know some of y'all don't care for RuPaul, but she funny. She funny. She like, good luck and don't fuck it up.
Find that throwing the towel. That's it.
Throwing the towel. I got you, coach. I got you. Okay, so we already know it's Team Crawford over this. Hey, Crawford gonna go to man.
You
I
feel
think
that way against Earl Spence too?
most definitely. Remember when we was in there? I don't know. I can't remember how you felt back then, but this was whacking with
It's
my
been Crawford all day. You talking me Diaz?
yeah. I was like Crawford. Shit. And I think I was on because everybody else was saying Errol Spence. I was like, that's Crawford all day.
All day.
All day. Reggie Bell said, damn, Bum gonna get exposed. He may win, but look now he may win. Reggie, why you saying that? Because Coach saying Crawford. Because Bell been on
there's other people who feel that way. There's other people who feel that way, so I get it. Spence is a good fighter. I can't take nothing away from Spence, but he ain't ready for Crawford.
Reggie don't like he don't like Crawford. Yeah, he call him Bum. Reggie, let us know who can Crawford beat.
He don't think Porter gonna beat him too?
I think he do, but
This
it's
was gonna
more,
wake them up though. This
it's.
what?
Go, I'm
Go ahead. I'm
sorry. Go
sorry.
ahead.
Now you can go first. What you were saying?
I think it's more so with Reggie. He just don't like Crawford.
Oh,
He just don't
okay.
believe in Crawford.
Well, this was gonna change their opinion. Like you saw Porter versus Thurman. I mean versus Spence. You saw
Hmm.
how that was like tooth and nail, like neck and neck fight. Now
Hmm.
when you see how Crawford come in there and beat him up and blow him out, then you're gonna have a better understanding.
Yeah, I had to meet you a little bit, buddy. You got a lot of noise in your background. Butter just joined.
You're gonna
Well,
have a better, much better understanding.
yeah, but yeah, then Crawford is gonna turn it up. I was going down the list. We already know you got Shakur. Recap: you got Shakur, you got Canelo. I don't think that coach is saying he a big Canelo fan. He just feel like Canelo gonna beat Caleb. A lot of people feel that way. I've been apologizing.
I don't like Canelo.
Right.
I do not like Canelo. I want Charlo to knock his ass out. But I mean, if I'm just looking at them both fight, I just think he a much better fighter than Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant ain't got nothing to keep off of him. I know he looked flashy with the little jabs and moving around, but
Mhm.
that's gonna freeze up when he start get hit to the body. Watch when Canelo start touching him to the body. Watch how his legs get super heavy, and he
Well,
stop moving like that.
I think Caleb is a better boxer than Canelo. I think Canelo got more power, and that matters. Canelo can box. Not like he a horrible boxer, but he's a cheater, so you know what I think about him. But Coach ain't no Canelo fan. He just calling it like he see it.
Yeah, I just think I'm not either one of them fans, but I just think he's gonna beat Caleb Plant, and I think he's gonna knock him out.
Well, I pray for you, Caleb. um, then I got then we said Crawford over Porter, and then we got Cool Boy Step and Figueroa Jr. And I think we already know what Coach gonna say, but go on to say it for the people in the back, Coach.
What are you talking about?
Cool Boy Step and Brandon Figueroa Jr.
I don't like Figueroa though.
Yeah.
I don't like him. And this other kid, I don't even know him. I don't know this other guy you're talking about.
uh Cool Boy Step. You should check out his name Stephen um
What's his nationality?
Stephen Fulton Jr. Check him out.
What's his nationality?
He's a black guy.
From America?
Yeah. I don't think Porter gonna win. I think gonna wake him up. Bum ain't been fighting nobody, coach. You know what? In that press conference, Reggie, TGB said it best. He said the fighters been talking. It's on the promoters. Y'all can't keep blaming everything on Bud.
But Bud has beat a lot of good fighters.
Hmm.
They just haven't been at 147.
And Reggie said, I never said I don't like Bum. It's just he ain't fighting nobody.
Not at 147 because nobody at 147 want to fight him.
See, that's what Coach say. And I don't even get into the weeds of that. I don't say that or the other way, either way, But I'm just saying that, it's not, if you don't like Crawford because of the business moves he making, that's not a reason not to like him. Like, or that's not a reason to assess him, as a bum or whatever. If you don't like him because he ain't fought nobody, that's not all his fault. The man been trying, and TGB said it, who is Porter's promoter. He said Bomac been calling us 2 years ago. So to everybody who said Crawford was avoiding, that was proof.
And he made him repeat it. He said, say it again. So say it right now where everybody's listening so they know it wasn't me stopping these fights. We've been trying to fight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he made him repeat it, just like Coach said. I saw that. I picked up on that too. So it's not us, but it's when I say us, like I'm Team Crawford over this bitch. Might as well be.
I'm Team Crawford.
Crawford don't know me yet, but he know me. So in December, we got Lomachenko. I ain't really think about him. I think it's gonna be harder than he think. But we almost done, Butter. I think it's gonna be harder than he think with Richard Coleman. What you think?
What you mean?
Butter coming in and out. We almost done, Butter. Richard Coleman is gonna fight Lomachenko in December. on the 11th.
That's gonna be a good fight. Lomachenko gonna beat him.
Reggie said we'll see after he fight Earl, even though I don't think Spence the same. I always had, even before the accident, I always had Crawford.
Crawford was gonna beat his ass even before that, but he's really gonna beat him bad now.
Now that's what people gonna say. It's not gonna be good enough. I'm
Right? They're
telling
gonna
y'all,
say it's the accident.
no matter what Crawford do, it's never gonna be good enough. I've already accepted that, but I know in my heart he the goods. I think Comey might get Lomo. I just
I don't
think so.
know.
I don't
That
think
dude can't fight.
Comey,
Yeah, he can fight.
he can fight. Yeah.
hmm
Some parts of me, like I said before, thinks that Teofimo got lucky in that first couple of rounds. Not saying Teofimo couldn't have beat him if they went 12, but I think he got lucky.
I
I
don't
said
think he.
that.
Well,
I
he
said
did get lucky.
because he hit him it was in the early rounds when he got him out of there.
He got that respect early.
Yeah.
Lomachenko felt that power off that right hand,
hmm
and he was not taking a chance on getting caught by it for like 6 rounds. He just danced, 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 move around, move around, move around until he felt like Teofimo was getting weak. When you're fighting in the ring with him, you can feel your opponent. Y'all can feel each other in the beginning of the fight, and then you can feel when you start getting tired and stuff like that. And I think he could feel at that point that Teofimo wasn't throwing that punch with the same intensity, and then he started to open up on him. And then at that point, he actually started to beat Teofimo Lopez. He closed his eye up.
But it was too late.
It was too late. So he needs to go back early and stop being afraid of that right hand. That's why I say when people say Lomachenko is the what they call him, the Matrix, and he was a
Matrix,
better
the
boxer than
Matrix,
Floyd.
a
Floyd
straight
would have took that right hand away early in the fight.
Floyd would have waxed that
Floyd
ass.
he would have took that right hand. He would have made him throw that right hand. He would have been afraid of it. He'd have made him throw it, made him miss it. But Teofimo Lopez was just running from him. I mean, Lomachenko was running from him.
And y'all remember, Lomo didn't even start picking up to after the 7th round.
Yeah, he was scared of that right hand. He ran from him.
It's over. If T.O. won all those rounds, and if you gave Lomo the back rounds, the last 5, T.O. won.
Yeah, T.O. won the fight.
Straight up.
But it was because of what Lomachenko didn't do. If he had just fought earlier, he would have beat him. He had his eyes closed up with that few rounds. He had his face fucked up.
True,
Can I say that?
Yeah, you can, man. Curse. Ass.
I've been trying not to
It's
curse.
ass. Dick, balls, pussy, titty.
Okay,
See?
you're going too
You
far.
do all that. We adults on here. Any kids, get off my channel. Then you got like I said, Comey. T.O. caught him early. So I don't really know what it would have been if they'd have went a few rounds because Comey can fight. But Lomachenko gonna see. And Comey can hit hard. And
He
gonna
can.
see. And
He
so
can.
but I said the same thing about Lubin. But then when I watch Lubin fight in other fights, Lubin is just chinny. So I take away the fact that I had originally said that that Charlo was lucky and he caught Lubin early.
Nah, that was perfectly timed.
Charlo just was the goods.
You know what Lubin problem is?
Chinny.
His head too damn big. You can't miss. That motherfucker head is so huge, man. You can't miss his damn head. Yeah.
Damn. He can't fix that problem.
He can't fix that problem. You can close your eyes, just throw a punch, you gonna land it.
Hair down. I don't know. He might look crazy. He said his head too big.
That dude has a big head, man.
And you would think he should be able to take a punch, but he ain't just chinny to me. He heady. Because anywhere in his head that he get hit, you can tell it gets to him. I think he one of them people that probably get hit in the nose and wince up, well up, or have tears. You know how you get hit in the nose and tears automatically come streaming down your face.
I think they put him in there with Charlo too fast, and they ruined his career. They rushed him too fast.
That's probably true.
He was too young, and he was good, but they put him in there with a vet like Charlo, and Charlo just ate him alive. Bring that little baby to me. That's what he did, and he beat the brakes off of him and knocked him out. And I think that changed him. He ain't the same guy that he was prior to. Because as a fighter, undefeated fighter, you have this invincibility thought inside of you that you the best, you the champ, nobody can beat you. And usually you don't get that beaten out of you till late in your career, if it ain't true. But he got that beaten out of him early. Like, well, how old was he? 21,
He was young.
22?
He was
He was
young.
a baby. Yeah,
He
they
was
rushed him too fast.
too.
He never
So,
recovered from that.
do you feel who else is like that right now? God, I had it on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of. But it's a couple of people. Oh, Boots. You think Boots ready?
Yeah, Boots ready. He's more of a skilled fighter. He's not like that dude is on a different level. And I ain't just saying that. Anybody who know anything about boxing with the eye test, if you just look at this cat, man, I know he ain't fought nobody yet.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just look at him, that dude know what he's doing, man. He's a very skilled, wise young man. Man, he's gonna make a lot of noise in the
He ain't
welterweight
fought
division.
nobody because ain't nobody trying to fight him.
Anybody trying to fight him, but he's hungry and
Mm-hmm.
he's very, very skilled, man. He's not a regular fighter coming up. He's a superstar.
So, what do you say to the fact that Terrence and Errol, just to name a few, uh, turned down a fight with Boots? What do you say to that?
I
Because that
think
did
that's
happen.
smart on their part. That's smart on their part.
So, do you see when I be saying, I don't know if I ever asked you this, but if I did, I apologize for re-asking. But do you see why I say I don't get mad at Keith Thurman? Because that's pretty much his crime. Earl begged for the fight, and Keith was ignoring him. That's his crime.
Right. But
And Earl is doing the same thing to Boots, and Bud is doing that to Boots.
yeah, but they can
Everybody,
only do it for so long though. Thurman kept doing it even after Spence had done proved himself and built up a fan base. It didn't take Spence long to build up a fan base. Like he got people on his team quick. Like he got more people behind him than Crawford. And Crawford been doing this longer. You know, Spence really have a fan base. A lot of people love that dude. So the tickets will sell. Thurman just didn't want to take that chance. Boots don't really have a fan base yet. They got to market him some more, and they got to do something more to get his name out there. Cause that kid got so much talent, man. He's like
so
one of the most talented fighters in the sport. Period.
so much. And honest to God, I don't give an easy win to. I pick Crawford over everybody, but I
Hmm.
don't give Crawford an easy win over Boots. Because
Not an easy win.
yeah, I look at Boots as a complete fighter.
He is.
I look at Crawford as a complete fighter. I do not look at Earl as a complete fighter. I almost look at Thurman as a complete fighter. He has some holes. I damn sure don't look at Virgil Ortiz as a complete fighter.
Now he's a walking punching bag. He ain't going but so far.
Mundo.
Yeah.
It's Actor Mundo. Virgil Ortiz, what he got going for him is called youth. We all get it. And
And
we
they
all
put him in front of the right people. As soon as he get in front of somebody who don't stand right there, somebody can move and stick him and catch him, he's gonna look terrible.
Mean Machine exposed him, huh? You
Exposed
remember
to
Mean Machine with Virgil Ortiz?
Oh, I didn't see that fight.
You ain't see that fight? That was
I
a
didn't see
recent
that.
fight. It's
I
not
didn't see
that
that
long
fight.
ago. You probably could Google that or YouTube it.
I'm
Mean
sure I got it recorded.
Yeah, it should be in your
Yeah, I'm
catalog.
sure I got it recorded.
Mean Machine is Californakis. I don't know how to say his name. Some shit, but it's the one that everybody talk about. He dropped Bud. See, he was a tomato can for Bud, but he was the second. He was, oh my God, Virgil Ortiz a big test. Then they was like, Virgil Ortiz should be fighting Bud next.
Hmm.
Virgil Ortiz have to earn the right to fight Bud next. I count three things that Virgil Ortiz does well. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And Mean Machine dropped him, had him hurt. Probably could have ended his career, but the dude got heart. He's a nice kid. He's a good kid. I'm not talking bad about Virgil like that, but I'm just saying, I don't know
Skill
what.
wise, he's not a very skilled fighter. He's
Right.
tough. He's a typical Mexican fighter. Flat footed and come forward, throw out punches, tough guy. But when it comes down to like skills, crap,
Yeah.
he don't really have a lot of boxing skills, a lot of defense. He don't really have a lot of that stuff. The fight I want is what's this kid name, man, that just in Canelo's camp that also tested positive? A
Valdez.
Valdez. I want to see him fight the winner of Shakur Stevenson
I,
and Jamel fight.
you know why I don't want to see it? Because I need some accountability in my life. I need some of that. I got it in my life. I need it in their life.
You talking about
You
he
know
need
what
to be
I'm saying?
punished?
Yeah. I need that to happen. Nothing happened to this dude.
So that's
Nothing.
why he need to go.
He need to be out of there. He need to get suspended, all that good stuff. But once again, WBC, as Aki TV said, we be cheating. As I say, the Mexican belt.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Mexican belt. If you from Mexico and you're in Canelo's training camp, you can cheat. That's
Yeah.
the consensus. Yeah, I don't like him no more. Like I said, once you cheat, then try to blame it on the herbal tea. But y'all notice he was real careful not to say what tea. Because if he'd have named the tea, that tea company would have jumped on his ass like white on rice and sued the fuck out of him and would have won.
Man,
Because he
everybody know them dudes dirty, man. But if he fights Shakur Stevenson or in the train, they should do random blood testing where he can't get away with no cheating. And I promise you, he gonna get his ass whipped.
they were doing it. That's the problem. But when you get caught cheating and the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman sweeps it under the rug or raise the level of clenbuterol and stuff like that for Canelo. So Canelo is the only boxer that can take clenbuterol legally. And we know that Tyson Fury won the WBC belt. We know it's some racist shit with Deontay. Tyson Fury probably is allowed to take clenbuterol. Because if it's the legal limit, which the limit should be 0, but according to the WBC, it's a legal limit. So if it's the legal limit, we are never going to hear that he popped for clenbuterol because it's the legal limit. It's only when it's the illegal limit do you hear about that. And as far as Mauricio Suleiman goes, if you're Mexican or somebody he favors, you can have clenbuterol and all that in your system, and
Anybody
clenbuterol.
as long as you're not black.
Yeah, as long
We're
as
the
you're not
only ones who like being blacklisted. They don't help us out at all. We got to be. Oh my God, they're putting the black fighters through so much. But
you gotta be
if
perfect.
Valdez fight, that's the fight I want to see is Valdez versus the winner of the Shakur Stevenson fight.
If he do get the winner, whoever that is, I hope they beat the brakes off this motherfucker.
Well, if it's Shakur, he gonna get it.
You know how everybody hates Chris when his mama be like, slap you into a Asian family or something. Slap the black off you, slap the Mexican off you. Now that ain't racist, y'all. That's she said. She also said slap the black off. It's just a joke, but cause you gotta be careful these days. I ain't racist, y'all. You got a baby by a Mexican. Anyway, so December, we said Lomar and Comey, Tank and Rolly. You don't like that fight?
I love that fight.
You love it? Why you love it?
They got bad blood. Both of them dudes cocky. Both of them young. Like I love that fight. I can't wait to see that fight. I thought it was gonna get made. I can't believe they made the fight. I thought they were just blowing smoke, just talking. But that fight is signed, sealed, and we're gonna see it. I can't wait.
And that's what I was saying. Like, there's no reason that fight can't get made. They both work for the same promoter, Mayweather Promotions. There's no reason why it can't get made.
My man just wanted big money.
And Tank is a star, as Nostrils say. Tank is a star. He's gonna sell pay-per-view no matter who he fight. And if Tank fights Rolly, I don't think it's gonna be as easy as everybody think.
Nah, Rolly ain't finna come lay down. But I gotta see if he can take that power. Like,
can Tank take his power?
And can Tank take his power? But he's slow. He's very slow though.
Have you seen him lately?
Rolly? I seen his last couple of fights.
He's improved to me. I seen him. Take it from the fight when he lost to the guy, Action. That guy named Jackson, whatever. Mm-hmm. He lost to him. We all know he lost. He was given a gift. Mm-hmm. Coming from there to now, I definitely see improvements. But a lot
of that got to also do with the opponent too, though. But you're gonna see that speed is a mother, man. Mm-hmm. Tank Davis he's smart. He's a brilliant fighter, but he's fast. He's very fast. His hands is very fast, and his punch selection. I love his punch selection. He know where to place his punches at from the right angle. He sets you up and catch you with bombs. That's not like accidents. That shit is planned. Them shots he catch you with, them bombs, he set them up.
You see Tank with the mitts going real fast, just firing them shits off real fast. Here lately is a clip running around on YouTube, in these YouTube streets. It's a big guy, and he holding the mitts for Tank. And
I seen it.
I was like, God damn.
Yeah, he fast. But it's that one hitter quitter he land. He throw all that fast shit, and then out of nowhere, just the one you don't see. Yeah, he catch with that hard one you don't see.
That
I
upper.
love seeing Tank fight. Yeah.
What about we're gonna finish with Ryan Garcia. What the hell you think about this?
He's a YouTuber, man. He need to just sit down.
Sit down.
He ain't fighting nobody. He talked all that shit about Tank and then about Haney, and he won't fight nobody. He called them all out, and then when they like, hey, sign, let's make the fight, he don't want to make no fights.
You know what was appalling to me? That he went on a place like hot boxing with Mike Tyson. Not that I'm not saying Mike can't have who he want on his show, but he didn't have to do what he did with Tank. It's okay.
So when he called him on the phone,
Yeah, just Mike was instigating, but it's okay to talk about people that's in your weight class. I get that, fine. But I don't get talking about people you have no intentions of fighting.
that's my problem. Like I love the fact they was talking shit. I miss that about boxing. Like they all trying to be all clean and respectable and man, fuck all that shit. This a fight. I want to see them talk trash to each other and get me interested. Like I want to see them like Rolly and Tank. That's not acting. Them boys don't like each other.
Oh, they hate each other with a
They
passion.
hate each other. They do not like each other. I love those kind of fights. So Tank, I mean, who is he? Yeah, Tank and Ryan Garcia. I want them to fight like that and talk that trash, but then I want to see you get in the ring. I want to see you talk, but then I want to hear that bell ring and see y'all squat, see y'all go at it. You're not gonna see that with Ryan Garcia. They're protecting him.
He's a straight bitch. Oh my God, I hate to say that about anybody, but he is. I mean, that little toy, that shit look like he got that shit for Christmas when he was 10 years old.
What?
That little thing that he be hitting and moving back and shit.
I have my son on that. That's a really good bag to work on. He's
You
lightning fast, but you
Yeah,
know what his weakness is? Uh,
he's a
he
bitch.
he not just that. They found out he can't take a punch. You seen that last fight? He fought the little what's that dude name, man?
Campbell,
The white boy. Yeah.
Luke Campbell.
He's not even a puncher, man. He's like not a, he's like feather fisted. And he had Ryan Garcia like dizzy. He had him drunk with one shot.
Ryan Garcia is what I call people who get fame enough for local celebrityism. They don't have it in them to say, I want the world to love me. You know, they good with the local people around. He pulling bitches, fucking bitches, and that's good
Hmm.
enough for him. Hey, a couple of people know me. I got 8 million followers on my YouTube. But I swear to God, if I have to see him punch that bag, I knew he was gonna say that's a good tool. Cause I was like, why do this nigga fight this bag all the time? This
It builds your reflexes,
yeah,
your reaction time and stuff like that.
don't that shit look like something you buy your kid for Christmas?
I got it for both of mine. I'm gonna have to send you a video of him using it. Like it really works. It
I
really works.
believe you. I believe you, but just because you fast, like you always say, effective aggressiveness, effective speed. There's a difference between regular speed and effective speed, regular aggression and effective aggression. He is fast, but like you say, you can be so fast and you don't even see the goddamn punch, and it could be a soft pillow punch to knock your ass out. He's not the goods. He's not the goods. He always fighting somebody taller than him. He does not face adversity, but yet he goes and run his mouth about everybody that he not gonna fight. And the part that gets me the most, call me biased or whatever, I don't care. He's talking about black people.
I ain't hear him say that. I hear him say
Now,
about him.
when I say he's talking about people that he ain't gonna fight, he's Tank. Tank is a black man, right?
Oh, okay.
And
He's
the
taunting
name,
all the black guys, but he ain't gonna fight them.
but
Hmm.
he's building his career and his name up
Clout
off
chasing.
black people.
He just clout chasing and getting his
Yeah.
name built up off of them.
Well, don't you got some Mexicans you can do that with? But it just makes me mad even more because you're doing that off of these guys and you have no intention of fighting. And then you
Hmm.
fight for a position only to run away from that position, like him and JoJo fighting for the position to be number one contender or whatever against Devin Haney, and then y'all running from backpedaling from that shit. I don't get it. You know, then you get on Mike Tyson and talk all that shit, and Mike, why Mike don't recognize that it's just bullshit. Or Mike just going with the flow because he just, hey, let me call Tank, he talking about you. I was like, I cannot stand Ryan Garcia. Then he had something to say about the Caleb Plant and Canelo. Look, if you don't know what you're talking about, Ryan, shut up. Like, ain't nobody cheating. That's a bad thing. He did cheat. He got suspended. He was a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
The hell is you talking about? I don't like that boy. Tired of his ass. And whoever gets in the ring with him, please knock him, as they say, the fuck out. Please.
Well, they gonna keep him protected for a long time.
Yeah, Oscar probably will.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar probably will. But that's all I have for you, Coach. You
All
know,
right.
definitely after the fights. I try to get you in here Monday, but y'all know Coach is over there grinding, teaching his young son and other young lads how to throw them hands.
Yeah,
Knuckle
we gotta
Game
fight.
Boxing Academy.
You gave me 2 dates. Well, we fighting on the 6th and on the 13th, and I got those dates wrong. On November 6th, we're gonna be in Warner Robins.
Okay.
On November 13th, we're gonna be in Alabama.
Okay. What part of Alabama?
I think it's Birmingham.
Is that near Deontay country?
Is it Birmingham? I gotta see.
I know Deontay is in.
I'll send you those flyers so you can see in case you want to come to the fight. So whatever.
Okay, nigga, you already know I ain't going to Birmingham.
You can
But
come to Warner Robins though. That's only
I,
a couple hours away, I think.
yeah,
It's in Georgia, so it ain't that far.
I could, me and getting on the highway. Cause y'all fights be late in the afternoon.
No, no, the little kids fight. They used to be first. Like the fights usually start around 12 o'clock. We had weigh in like between 7:30 and 9, and then the kids go eat breakfast and get their food because they be starving, and then we come back and they usually open the doors around 12 or 1 o'clock,
It's
and
in the
then
afternoon.
yeah, it's in the afternoon. It's because he's so young. They start with the 8-year-olds and they move them all to the teenagers to the older people later in the evening. But the young kids usually fight before, you know, 1600 before 4 o'clock. They usually be.
Cool. Cause
Hmm
I could deal with it like during the daytime. At nighttime, I have a hard time seeing. Yes,
Yeah, we get around the road though. Soon as the
look,
fight, we get on the road and come home.
exactly. Look, I might look 23. Wink, wink. But these eyes is all day long 50. Boy, I can't look. I be on the road. I can't tell if the ground, the street is water or I can't tell, or grass. I can't distinguish between the two sometimes.
Then you don't need to be. We need to pull your driver's license.
Driving at night. I don't know what it's not a reading glass problem. I do
Hmm
wear glasses, but I keep losing my glasses because I don't wear glasses all day. It's just I can't. What is that nearsighted? Like I have to hold stuff way out
hmm
before I can even barely see it. Like my eyes is gone to
Yeah,
hell.
mine's starting to fail too. That age starting
Yeah.
to hit me too.
Hey, yeah. Anybody that's not in their 40s, welcome to 40s. That's what happens when you get in your 40s. All type of shit like that, downgrade. But you
Hmm
will have one senses out of your five senses that elevates. Like for me, my sense of smell. Like I can smell better than I used to. It's more
hmm
dominant than my hearing, than my eyesight, than my other stuff. And
hmm
yeah, it's a violent thing with me because I don't like fuck that. Like look, I wanted to fight the dude at Walmart. When I tell y'all this is the weirdest shit, it's a violent thing when your sense of smell elevates and you be smelling some rotten, stank ass shit. I'm in Walmart. This guy looked like he was just getting off work. He must have been blowing that aisle up. I don't know. But I walked right into it. Thank God I had my mask on. But still, it just overwhelmed me and I got angry. And I actually was like, what kind of fucking shit is this? Like I was actually mad.
hmm
And I've only felt that way when I got in my 40s. Because before, you smell something you're like, ooh, you just keep it pushing. But nowadays, it's like I get angry. I don't know what you ain't reached that yet, Coach. You didn't get to that.
Nah, I ain't get there yet.
You still a young boy. But
I
anyway,
guess. Yeah, I'll be back.
thank you, Coach, for coming in. You know we're gonna keep having you come back and like jump in with the ladies. I know it kind of was off today, y'all, because it was miscommunication. The ladies were supposed to come in second after Coach, and then but they came in before him, and this, that, and the other. We'll get it straight. Thanks to the ladies for coming in. We've been on this thing 3 hours. Thank y'all. This has been excellent. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself and got some knowledge. I actually say I learned something. I learned something today, a couple of things. So I always tell y'all, when you know better, you do better. Y'all stick around and look at my ending. I did a ending like I did an intro. Y'all tell me what y'all think the next time y'all come up in here.
Okay.
Remember, know better, you do better. Peace out, Coach. I'm gonna see you
All right.
next week.
All right, I'll holler at you.
All right.